done.
Hello, goeiemorgen, goeieavond. How are you all doing? I'm glad you can all make it. I hope the sound's okay tonight. I've been really playing around hard with all the settings and everything and trying to get it in. This is still the old mic, so it's at its maximum.
I can hear that.
If it does bog out, I'm sorry guys. The other mic is here in Tabazimbi, but it's still at the couriers, and unfortunately I worked today the whole day, so I couldn't drive to go pick it up, and they couldn't deliver it in time. So I'm only going to getting it Monday, but I do have the audio processor, which is awesome, so I'm using some of its software. Hope it's all doing well. So we got some awesome people in Element today. How are you guys all doing?
Flatbird down. Right.
How are you guys doing?
Hello.
Hello, Michael.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
No.
So
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. I didn't hear what was going on there. The sound's a bit weird.
Yeah, so we got Michael in, Paul, and Hammer, and PJ. But I don't see PJ. Where's PJ?
Yeah, we're not getting sound very good, Flatzoids.
Yeah, we're hearing you coming in and out, and it's very low and kind of scratchy.
Do I have?
What was that? Yeah, even in chat they're saying
you need to mute one of Flatzoids' accounts, guys, because we listened to him twice.
Yeah,
you need to do it again because you come back in.
You have to mute me.
He popped out, so you have to do it again.
Yeah, you guys have to mute
There
me
you go.
and keep a steer.
Okay. Turn down.
Okay. Are you guys in? To everybody else in YouTube, hello, good to see you guys. Thanks for coming.
Barely
I hope you
hear
guys
you.
can hear me.
Barely.
Okay. Can you hardly hear me? You have been muted by the hammer. Okay, that's good. So you should be able to hear me now on the.
Not fall back on my sound.
Yeah, now that I muted Flatzoids and I am only listening to the best router account, it's definitely very low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. Is this gonna work? Hello? You guys hear me now?
Sounds like that, man. Sounds like rave music.
Hey guys, sorry.
That's hyper reverb, that is.
Yeah, we're trying to work new things out, guys, because they can't hear anything ever in WhatsApp, so we've got to try and work it out how to get it working here. I have to unmute here, I think.
That's better.
There we go. I have to unmute here, and I have to mute like this. Is that better, guys?
Yeah. That's fantastic. Oh.
Oh, what happened now?
Don't know.
Testing 1 2 1 2.
Hello.
Testing 1 2 1 2.
See if that thing's gone back up. Thing. You're
You're feeding back through Michael and PJ, I think is what it is. You need to mute when you're not speaking, you two.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna mute this there, and then bring that on. Okay. Now back to where we were. I don't know if you guys caught the debate between myself, Nathan Erickson versus Leo and Mark Reed. Did you guys catch that?
No, afraid not. I was in a very strange time of night for me.
I caught it. I was there flat. It was ridiculous. Sorry, I mean, they wouldn't let you talk. They just overpowered. And when you tried to say something, you tried to answer a question, and it didn't go well for them. It was like, I was talking. It's like, come on. And then Leo was just being a little child. I wanted to put him over my knee and scalp his backside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go.
I mean, it was bad. They wouldn't let me talk. When I did open my mouth, I always spoke a lot, and it was just rude from the beginning till the end.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, then again, there's a reason why they were so rude, because they couldn't take me. I think they see me as a threat. I mean, he started off his opening with the poisoning the well fantasy. actually, without realizing, he got caught actually lying 3 times in his opening.
Yeah.
But we're going to go through the video anyway. So, yeah, but it's good to have you guys aboard. Glad you can make it.
Cool.
Everybody else in chat, thank you for coming. The poll so far is 52 votes. Nope had nothing. Yes, 17%. That means yes, they had nothing. No, 69%. No, they had nothing. Which is still the same thing, actually. It's catch 22. And I feel sorry for them, 13%. But yeah, it's good to see you guys. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you can all make it. Hopefully, you guys can please share the show and like it. And yeah, like I said, I do have my. Thank you again, Paul, and for helping me out with this and stuff. Really, really do appreciate it. Really happy with it. The software going on, so that's quite good. Just need to get the mic. Oh, it should come now. I can go fetch it Monday or whatever. So I'm using the old Chinese Zongtong rubbish, and it's as loud as it can go. So I'm sorry if it's not sounding too brilliant, but it's better than nothing, isn't it? Better than what we had this last 2 speakers. That's for sure. Sorry?
The complaining that you're quiet on YouTube side.
Yeah, Mox has asked me if I can type in what you're saying in subtitles. No, I can't.
Is this better, Moxie? Should I talk like this into the mic? Is that going to make it a bit better? If I talk into the mic directly? I hope so. Hey, Richard G, good to see you. Oh, I just said hi. Moxie, Scort, VGN Gaming, Jeff Cassett, Slip Radar, Duper Poons, The Jolly Man, PJ Cruikshank, Sovereign Soul, Unchained, hello, hello. Black Circle, good to see you, PJ. Better Than Gold, hello, hello. 3CP Hole, Zed, The Plain Truth. Sean Hawkins, already message deleted. What did he say? Here's the recap. Flatzoid failed to prove his flat earth and failed to debunk the globe. He lied and spewed nonsense about science without which he doesn't understand, complete and object failure. Actually, I watched Sean Hawkins. I was listening to today while I was working on his commentary on the debate, and the usual shit, just swearing and projecting his idiocy on me.
That's right. They say no volume on YouTube.
No volume on YouTube.
Yeah. Can you go in?
But I don't understand. It's like as loud as I can get it.
I just get PJ to go in bedroom and listen on YouTube. See
Hello? Hello? Okay, I'm like sticking everything to max here, and I just hope it's going to work out. Ooh.
Yeah, there was a lot of saying chocolate. You knew them.
Because you know what's the weird thing? When we were testing it before I restart the computer, guys, it was working perfect. All videos, YouTube, everything. So I find it really odd that it's not working now. Let me go and check it on my side. They said they can't hear me at all.
Yeah, there was a lot of saying chocolate.
Just letting it.
Yes,
It's very quiet. I have no idea why. I didn't even change anything from when I just took the computer off to put the generator on. I changed absolutely nothing. This is insane. I don't know why it would be so soft. So I find it really odd that it's not working now. Let me go and check it on my side. Okay, they said they can't hear me at all. Again, I was trying settings.
Yeah, there was a lot of saying chocolate.
Sorry. Just letting it.
Yes,
PJ, I can't really hear you, mate. You're roboting really bad. Okay, guys, sorry. I'm gonna see if I can maybe put as loud as. I mean, it is as loud as it can go. Maybe it just set itself softer again. Let's see. That's at 100%. Set its studio quality. Let's see what I can set it close to. is it working? I hope so. Okay. As loud as it can go, guys. Apa Kumakaiva, thank you very much for your $11 New Zealand. He says, enjoying the time consuming work you provide, Doctor. Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate the super chat. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Thank you very much. No, Nathan's not helping me. He did give me some advice to get audio cables program, but like I said, this IMS audio did at least come with programs already.
I'm in Squat having a timeout.
Squat, if you got a problem, you don't need to be here.
Sorry, he's having a timeout.
Yeah, but I don't. That's what I say. These trolls, if they got a problem with me fixing sound and stuff, then they don't need to be here, do they?
No.
Because all I ever get from these trolls is, nah, you're dishonest, you're a liar, this and that, bringing my family into the thing. And then they get played victim, and then they just moan. So frankly, I don't give a damn.
They whinge about it, but they're here an hour and a half before the show starts. You know what I mean? In chat.
Like I said, I mean, you were with me, guys, when we tested this out before.
Yeah.
It was working. There was nothing wrong. Sound was perfect. Everything was right. And then all of a sudden this. Let me go back into my OBS settings. Audio. Okay. I'm just scared if I'm gonna put it like this. Is this making any difference? Just let me know, guys. Hello? Is that better, guys? Testing 1 2 1 2. Wow. Because I want to start the stream. I want to actually start what we're trying to get.
Tap your microphone again. Yeah. I don't think you might. That mic.
The mic is not very lacquer. Like I said, that's why I said it's a cheap, idiotic. But I mean, my pinhole mic just doesn't want to pick at anything, so I had to try and get this one working. I was forced to get it to work today. But at least it does something, but yeah, it's not perfect. I got it as high as I can get it, guys. I don't know. Is this better? Do I have to talk to it into my mouth? Is this better? Let me know. Because
it sounds as loud as out on Element.
Yeah, and the Element sound is really loud, but it's just in YouTube.
Yeah, the mic is definitely on, Richard. I can hear myself perfect. But now if I talk like this, it sounds like I'm in a stadium. So I don't mind talking like this if it's going to help you guys. Use the gain. The gain's at max. The gain is like at max. I even put my my microphone's gain. Let's go back to filters. Oof, I'm scared to put the gain too high. Is this a bit better? I hope so. Just don't want to let it clip too bad. There we go. Okay. Okay, guys, I can't go more than this because it's going to start clipping. Okay. So please let me know if this is fine. Okay. That's more gooder. Okay, I will talk like this. Okay, you guys in Element, you happy? You can see what's going on?
Absolutely.
Yep.
And you can hear?
Yep.
Okay.
You sound perfect in Element, so I don't know what problem is with you too.
Okay. They say way better. Okay. Then I'll talk like this. Before we start, what is a Chinaman? There was a Chinaman and a Afrikaans guy working in the field. Their job was to rake up some leaves. So they made a it's difficult to talk like this because I can hear myself 3 times. So I got delayed. Oh, it's bad. Okay. So they raked up a pile of leaves, and later on the Chinaman just disappeared. The South African guy walked around, and all of a sudden the Chinaman jumps out and he said, "Supplies." Now they say there's an echo. See, now there's echo. So it was perfect, and now there's an echo. Okay, let's see. Maybe... Is that better? Please tell me you can hear me. What? Whoop, whoop. Can you guys in Element still hear me? In Element? Hello? Can you guys hear me in Element?
Yeah.
Okay, but when if I do this again, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I guess not.
No.
Okay. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. Okay. Can you hear me now? Still? No echo.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so it's... Okay.
It's...
Yeah, now I need to fix the echo. I think the echo's sorted now. Okay, much better. Okay. I don't know what's... It seems the settings just changed itself. Okay. Echo is gone. Okay, cool. I don't know why it does that. Okay. So you guys want to watch the openness? Because some people don't know what the opening was. So let's watch the opening. You guys happy? Okay.
Yeah, man.
Let's do this.
Let's see. This fixes everything. Will this fix everything? Let's go back over here. And we're going to start this off again, everybody. We're going to be debating the flat Earth versus globe Earth. We had a little bit of a technical issue there to start off. So Nathan's going to go to the beginning of his presentation here, and we're going to let him move through that presentation as he was. So sorry for the technical issue there, everybody.
See, it's not just me. Even they have technical issues. Okay?
But we got through it. Hopefully you can hear me now. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I think they can hear us. So, yeah, if you want to continue on there, Nathan, and go to the beginning of your presentation, we'll give you back your time there, okay?
Absolutely. I will jump in then. So we're talking about the shape of the Earth, flat versus globe. This is a very heavily censored topic for anyone on the flat side. They know about the censorship, the shadow banning, the YouTube boxes that were caused because of the Earth discussion. And so I really want to thank MDD and our opponents here for being here and for this debate. And I hope that we can keep it in good spirits and really try to help everyone go forward. And so...
Look, okay, this is going to be a very... the debate was like 4.5 hours long. So I don't think we should go everything, because otherwise we'll be here forever. Anyway... Nathan's opening was simply just to say, keep it to the ground, because if you go to the sky, then it's going to be you conceding that you don't actually have an argument, because we're trying to work out the ground as an argument, not the sky. So his argument is, if you look in the sky, how are you going to prove the ground? That's it. So we can probably go a bit forward with that. So if you guys want to watch it in more detail, then please do go watch the full debate. So it says water, it seeks its level, so it creates horizontal. Because water seeks its level and it's horizontal, therefore flat. This is from Gratoon. He did this 4-light test, which is awesome. It was done on a flat surface, and this shows totally against what the globe would show. Obviously, the Globers just pushed away from this, and they don't like this at all. Have you guys in Element, have you seen this demonstration?
I don't think so.
I'm not sure until I see it.
It was from Grotone, where he did this 4-light test. It was like a 10-mile stretch. And he placed lights on the ground, and then he went to go and view them, and he placed it with whites and everything, and it showed that it just keeps perspective. It doesn't show it drops down like the globe would say, which is really cool. I think I'll download it sometime, and then I'll show you guys.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, Duperpoons. Water doesn't seek stuff. Water has no emotion. Wow.
It's because I told him to get a grip of his emotions, and he's saying science has no emotion, and someone told him science is emotion, and now he's disagreeing.
Hey, the man gets a good to see you, and Urfa Ushesh. Sorry, I didn't pronounce you correct, but good to see you. Thank you for coming. Or in REM, and Rem says, Mark, stop talking with me. Stuff you for 10 seconds, Mark, and I won't have to. The thing is, this whole debate with Mark, from the beginning till the end, him and Leo, as soon as I opened my mouth, they would overtalk me. Like, straight away. They wouldn't give me a chance to give my statements
even the Q&A at the end, Flats, you got asked questions through super chats, and Leo was answering them.
Yeah.
You know?
They ask me a super chat, and they start talking. It's like, what the hell is up with these guys? I mean, a lot of the time I just sat there listening to the garbage, and as soon as I want to say something, they start talking.
Yeah.
Hey, Indoctrinate, good to see you, mate. Sorry, guys, it's difficult to talk to myself like this because I really hear myself like 3 times, so it's making me confused. Wow. Okay.
But this is revealing with your basic first interpretation that these lights are planar, are horizontal, just like as you see the water portrayed when talking about the Eurotunnel bridge or the underwater cables that allow us to communicate faster than the speed of light, or at the speed of light faster than sound, and to outpace weapons, because we are dealing with some people who, well, kind of get into that a little bit. But this is the 4 lights, and they show...
In REM, yeah. Leo was a pathetic joke. Guys, he like claimed to be this expert with general relativity, and he gets the most basic fundamentals wrong, telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about, while his equation on screen literally says what I'm saying.
Yeah, he drank one Budweiser for the whole 4 hours and was steaming. He can't handle his piss water.
But he was drunk.
He was.
You know what's the funniest thing? He claims to have an IQ of 156.
He had to brag about that, didn't he? I said, yeah, and he's still a retard with an IQ of 156. Simple.
Don't know how.
If you're in a debate bragging about your IQ, then that tells me that you've got lacking arguments.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, and then he brought up this the quote from Albert Einstein. I also brought this quote up, but I brought at least past optical experiment, comma, and I finished the rest. Obviously, he didn't bring it up. The problem with that I don't agree with Nathan and them. He's an ether pusher.
Yeah.
So they believe the ether, but like I said, I'm not going to debate him on the ether because he was my partner. So I just left him to his own devices whenever they talked about the ether nonsense. I did, however, in the background, I don't know if you heard, I said about Aries failure, but no one answered me about that. Obviously, they wouldn't, because it would show the globies were wrong. Okay. Hey, Derek Nelson, good to see you, man. Thank you for coming. in REM, IQ of 156 thanks to Google. Yeah, every 2 minutes you saw him on Google. Weird, eh?
What he really meant when he got an 156-inch neck, lengthwise.
Hey, Dala, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. And then one thing I also want Nathan to understand with experiments, I don't think he really gets what an experiment is either.
No.
Because he was also talking in the same colloquial section as them, with actually like pseudoscience. You know, when I take a demonstration, it says it's science, like an experiment. So, but Nathan's still young; he's still got to learn that. Yeah, and this argument he was giving was about the ring gyros. The gyroscopes are mechanical, gives it mechanical drift and stuff. So it's not actually precession due to Earth rotation.
The gyro here, which this, if you can see in the center of the screen, that globe with the 3 gyros on it, that is actually the U.S. military, showing that a gyro, a mechanical gyro, not anything that has to do with an internal electric motor or magnetism or programming or calibration or anything like that, just a strictly mechanical gyro would rotate with the Earth to show one of the axes of rotation because of its property of rigidity in space. And here it is over several hours, not moving at all. And then
Yeah. Hey Dala, good to see you. Hey Liefie, ek is bly jy het dit gemaak. Ek is baie lief vir jou. It's always good to see my wife in chat. Okay, so yeah, they were showing the gyros. This conclusion. Let's just listen to his conclusion, maybe. I think that's a good one.
And can be talked about, but that is the key points is the shape and the motion to the Earth. And then when we go to observe natural water, we observe a phenomena like the 4 lights experiment, which gives us 4 data points, not just one on the other side of a shore, but 4 points that can be connected and create a line when you look at it as a cross section from the side. And this is yet to be shown as recreatable on a globe, on a known curved surface that simulates a globe, whereas flat Earth can demonstrate this as well as other phenomena. Land has also been shown to allow long sightings without any with a minimal refraction because of lack of water vapor, and motion is admittedly undetectable from the Earth, hence all things being relative, like the trains, which one's moving, yours or the other, either one could say so. And the empirical results indicate that the Earth is at rest. And I just wanted to quickly wrap up here that we should all want to know the truth and get humanity on the same page and working together because we had this communication. We are legitimately dealing with people, and I've showed these documents before, but you can look up like Sea Spray, Operation Top Hat, Operation Northwoods, the Gulf of Tonkin, and see that we are dealing with people who are...
I actually want to do some stream on all those different operations because it's quite interesting though. Okay, so that was his... Oh, someone's in the background. Hello? Okay.
Are willing to use the point
to be reality. Okay, yeah, so this was my opener. I don't know if you guys heard it, but I'm going to start my opener and then I'm going to let it play through. So, yeah, just sit back and listen, I guess.
For that. And with that, I'll wrap up. I hope I left you with enough time, Flatzoids, so take it away.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Well, I don't have any share screen, but I'm just going to read what I read quickly. Okay. Flat Earth globe. What does that even mean? Well, we can take this many different ways. We can define it to be reality or the other made up or manufactured. How will we know which one is reality and which one is manufactured? Well, it is actually very simple. We first take a step back and take a look at the evidence. Evidence will be considered with an unbiased mind and with honesty. So let's do this quick. Let's take a step back and look at the evidence for both the model presented. Let's start with the evidence. Okay, well, what is evidence? I would rather say let's see what type of evidence there are. Number 1, real evidence. This is simply physical evidence such as in the context of Earth. Water does not physically curve at rest. Number 2, demonstrable evidence. Evidence which is presented to prove or disprove the argument made. Let's take for example of gravity holding gas down indefinitely. Is this demonstrable? No. So then it would not be considered this demonstrable evidence. Do we always require containment for gas pressure to exist? Yes. So it's always demonstrable in this case. So the evidence will lead to the flat Earth because it requires containment. Then we have number 3, documentary evidence. These documents can form a vast number of sources from diaries, letters, contracts, newspapers, or any other type of document. So it would actually be a form of fallacy, as it would be appealing to authority or consensus on this matter. And then you have, finally, testimonial evidence. This is simply a witness to the observation. Now let's take this evidence list and go through it both globe and flat side. We compare the two and come to the conclusion, which is more evidence to deduction on a logical inference to make the most honest and unbiased relation to reality. Okay, so let's start with the real evidence again. Real evidence for the globe. To be honest, I sat for a while and thinking of physical evidence for the globe. I could not come up with anything, as the arguments either resulted in having faith or trust, or we can't get any physical evidence presented on this. Yeah, it's very simple. I think I was making my points very precisely. I was basing it on evidence if we compared it to the globe evidence and the flat Earth evidence, which one would be showing more evidence? I don't think I need to play through that whole one as well. If you guys want to watch that, go watch the debate, because I know a lot of people have seen it. But at the end of the day, based on what I was showing, the globe has nothing but faith and no demonstrations, because either the excuse is scale is too big or too small, or you shouldn't feel it. They didn't like that though, by the way. I mean, what do you guys in Element have to say? If I came to you and I said, okay, we had a disagreement, let's look at which argument had more evidence, would you not take that as a logical argument?
Absolutely. I mean, the one with more evidence, that's where you've got to lean towards, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. And I
That,
mean,
this is the reason why there's flat earthers, aren't there? Because we've come to understand that there is no evidence.
Yeah,
yeah, that's
exactly.
the whole point. Like in my opening, I was saying, let's take demonstrable evidence, for instance. We can demonstrate with true statement that, okay, demonstrate we can show bottom-up obstruction on a flat surface. We can do that. Have they managed to do that, to show us a flat bottom-up obstruction due to physical curve? No, they don't. We can show gas pressure requires containment. They can't show us gas pressure without containment. We can show we do not have any rotation of Earth. They claim to have, but they can't show us, you understand? Then we go to, let's say, testimonial evidence. What is their testimonial evidence against ours? Their testimonial evidence is astronauts. So their testimonial evidence can be invalidated by the fact that space violates natural law. Now, when it comes to us with testimonial evidence, it's simply, we don't feel any rotation, so it's a statement of fact. Does anybody here feel rotation? I guess not.
Absolutely not.
No, we don't.
Yeah, so it's explained in my opening as concise as I could get in 6 minutes, because it was quite a short time, but I got it in. Okay, let's listen now. This is Mark Reed's open. Okay. He starts with, is the Earth flat? Okay.
So the
Real
opponents
quickly.
in the audience for joining me for this debate and sort of flogging the proverbial dead horse of flat Earth. So I'll be quick to give time to my partner, but I'm happy to revisit subjects. It's been a millennium.
Hey, Jeranism. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Haven't seen you in a while. Wow. Thank you for for the nice job. Thanks very much. Good to see you.
Of proof for globe Earth. So I'll run quickly through why we have known since ancient Greek days that the Earth is actually a globe. First up is Aristotle, a brilliant man. He observed ships going over the horizon, reasons correctly that they are obstructed, observed lunar eclipses and found they're always circular no matter the orientation of the Earth and the Moon. He reasoned the only way this is possible if the Earth is a sphere, and he was correct.
If I could have talked there, I would have said to him, bullcock. They love to say this. If it was the reason, it can only be because of globe. Why can it is because of globe? Do you think he's going to give us a reason why? Obviously not. He goes to a made person that has no documentation that he ever existed. I mean, Aristotle, but when he gets to Aristophanes, obviously. Observed ships going over the horizon and realized the Earth was round. Like I said in my opening, we can actually replicate this on flat surfaces, so that already debunks that statement. Observed lunar eclipses and realized that only the sphere could account for the circular shadow. No, you get straight shadows on circles as well. The guy doesn't know this. Maybe I can quickly try and demonstrate that, because this is the same thing we get from the globes all the time. I don't think that's the real Jaren. I'm not sure, mate. Hey,
Yeah, it is the real Jaren.
There is.
It is. It is, yeah.
Weird.
Checked.
Okay, so it's gonna be weird. Like I said, I find it weird that the people always bring up, oh, moon shadow is always curved, so therefore it's not a flat Earth. What does that got to do with anything?
Sorry.
No, Aristotle existed. I'm talking about Aristophanes. Should I quickly get a ball and we try and do a shadow experiment? Let's see. But then again, it's always begging the question that it is a shadow to begin with, guys. Yeah, no, I've got nothing. If he's here, he's happy, he's not being mean or anything, I'm definitely going to say thanks. Hey, Carl Apple, good to see you, mate.
So let's look at his reasoning one by one. This is things behind the horizon. This is the CN Tower in Toronto, apparently 184 meters underwater if the Earth is flat. Hopefully they have flood insurance, or the Earth is a globe and half.
Okay, so you know what I'm going to do with the ball? I'll actually do a video with the ball shadows for them. Then I can do it in more depth. I think it's going to be better.
The kilometer tower is just obstructed by the horizon, which is actually the case. There is no optic.
Yeah, still condolences for Bob and everybody. Even though I didn't like the guy that much, I still do feel sorry for him. Like I said, I feel sorry for him in the way that I know he wasn't right with God. Yeah, don't wish death on anybody. So do send my condolences, guys.
That can cause this amount of obstruction. It's just not possible. That is beyond the horizon. 184 meters or 603 feet is obstructed over 39 miles. So I included this last minute. I wasn't originally.
Okay, I'm not gonna pause here. I want you guys to listen to this. Listen to the arguments he makes, and then we'll play through, and then let's see if you can point out where Mark was lying. Okay. Or I'll pause it every time he's gonna make a statement of a lie. How's that sound? Okay, let's do that.
You're going to include it, but I included this one last minute. This is the Orion test footage from Red's Rhetoric. It's a great YouTube channel. Let's watch what happens here.
Jeranism, yeah. Mark says there's no optics to explain it. Then you show him demonstrations. Then he pretends he couldn't see the screen. That's Mark for you. He just hand waves dismisses. The problem with Mark is he's still embarrassed of the first debate I had with him because he thinks gas has no behavior. Now he thinks optics is not optical. It's sad. He's actually got nothing. Mark is.
So I didn't see this debate, but let me guess, 11 frames come up.
It does straight away. That was one of the first crappy things he put up there, wasn't it? The 11 frames crap.
But like I even said when I had the first rebuttal, I said, so poisoning the well fallacy. And that shows you he has nothing because he just put this in last minute, as he said. Now, why would he have to put this in? But listen how he portrays this. This is sad.
You'll see it go down and it'll vanish beyond the horizon before the splash happens. So that went beyond the horizon before the splash happens.
That's lie number one. Did it go behind the horizon before the splash happens? Or did it go into the inferior mirage?
Exactly.
It went into the inferior mirage. So that's lie number one, Mark. Okay.
Apparently, a dishonest flat earther deleted 11 frames from this footage to make it look like the capsule made a splash at the exact same time as hitting the horizon. The name of that dishonest flat earther was Flatzoid.
Lie number two. That's not what I did. What did I do? I took the inferior mirage out to show the impact point. Okay.
Who sort of lost all credibility when it became to editing documents and basically making things up.
I want to know, what documents did I edit? Did you guys see any edited documents for me? So that's lie number three.
It's a classic thing like what Sean does, like they misunderstand and then call you a liar. You know.
Exactly. And tell you don't understand and you're a liar. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's simple. He's already had 3 lies in his opening about me, and it just gets worse because he projects his lies onto me.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, he's going to be talking about the lunar eclipses. Let's go
on. So Aristotle's second observation, these are composite images. The photos were taken and they were combined. No editing is used besides...
No editing is used. What's that, Mark? This is how idiotic these guys think videos aren't edited. They don't understand 99.9% of videos on YouTube are edited. So you delete frames to edit them. So everybody's dishonest then. I mean, wow.
Well, you're just cherry picking flat though. That's it.
It's incorporating the photos into one. Millions of people have seen eclipses, and there are billions of cameras in the world. Why can't the flat earthers produce just one eclipse that has a flat edge? Just one. That's all I'm asking for. One. It's because the earth is a globe, and a flat edge will never show on the eclipse because the earth doesn't have a flat edge.
Okay, so the problem I have with that, he's begging the question, first of all, the moon's a physical object. He's begging the question that it's also a shadow, and begging the question that you don't get flat shadows on circular objects, which is also false. That just shows his ignorance. Just everything's just begging the questions, and because he's begging the question, he simply just makes a statement and then claims globe. Yeah, so I don't understand.
Here's a prediction, Dupa. You'll be a flat earther in 2 years if you keep coming. It takes most people 6 months because you're a bit denser. It's going to take another couple of years, you know. There's a prediction for you from flat earth.
Oh, and density came up in this debate as well.
So it will never appear, and they'll never be able to show one.
Hey Rory, the debate link is on MDD's debate and mine. My channel is in the description. Hey TB, good to see you, mate. Aristophanes, the one I said that never existed. Have you guys ever seen documentation that this guy existed?
Not me.
There's actually no evidence he ever existed, but there's so much attributed to him. It's like he's some mythological superhero that just popped out of nowhere, but he doesn't have any documentation he existed. So I find that really
Eratosthenes, he performed the experiment that calculated the circumference of the Earth. Basically had two sticks, measured the angle.
And that's not an experiment. I also wanted to do that, but I couldn't.
One was in a well, so it could only be lit when it was directly overhead. Another one's 800 kilometers away. The angle of the shadow, we can calculate the deviation, thus the Earth's curve. And now a flat earther might say, aha, that works with a small local sun too. And that is true for two sticks, not for multiple, not for more than two. The hypothesis is if the sun is small and local, we should see a linear or regular increase in the angle. We see on the left, if the sun is far away, we should see a non-linear increase in the angle. So how many of these sticks have been put down in modern times?
And this is also false because of begging the question again and thinking the sun comes in parallel. It doesn't. Every sun we see, it comes in divergent. It's diverges out from its point. He's as real as Dylan Mulvaney's female. That's true, Jaron. Hey Daniel, good to see you, mate. Let's put it this way. The globe guys weren't even here. And I have to give it up to Nathan. He did actually well, especially for his age. I think he's well away to become a good debater. I think he's got a bit of refining to do, but he's not bad.
So this is the experiment performed in 105 countries across 5,877 schools involving 35,913 students. The data is given to the student to check that the increase in angle is non-linear precession, and we find that the data comes back exactly matching a globe Earth. Completely blowing the small and local sun idea out of the water is not true. So we have to eliminate one of the hypotheses based upon the data that we get. The hypothesis we eliminate is, boom.
First of all, it's not science. Second of all, the sun's rays are not parallel. So that invalidates your model and validates that model. That's also what I want to tell him, but yeah, it was his opening so we can discuss it.
The experiment does not work on a flat Earth model and when applied to more than two sticks or 2 points of reference, and we have literally done thousands. How do the flat Earth proponents explain this? How do they make the experiment work when the results so clearly refute what they say? I guess it will be fun to find out. On a modern note, these are photos from space showing Earth. This was taken in 1960, the first photo from a satellite. Terrible quality, but that is the first one ever taken.
Photos from space, guys. That is. How can I put this? This is the Calabom argument we get from the great Mark Reed. Photos from space, so therefore flat. Therefore globe. It shows you he didn't listen to anything on our last debate. Nothing. But then again, he does say gas has no behavior.
This is Blue Marble, 1972. It was done with a 70mm Hasselblad camera on film, and it's been cropped and coloured later, but there was no CGI back in 1972 to actually make this photo.
Cropped and coloured later. So edited then. Hey Renee, good to see you. Sandy, also good to see you, mate.
And this is a picture I grabbed from Epic Discover from 2 days ago. Epic has taken regular photos in wide spectrum. This is, of course, the visible spectrum, but the Epic camera has picked up things like forest fires on thermal imaging and things like that. And it can send information.
Larry says no one hears me. I didn't change anything again. You guys in Element, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do keep going loud and quiet.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's probably just the mic. Guys, I can't do anything about that. I'm sorry.
It's alright.
Like I said, it's a cheap Hong Kong Chinese rubbish thing. My mic is, as I said, is in Tabazimbi, but I can only get it Monday because it's sitting at the courier and came over too late so they couldn't deliver it, and I worked today, so I couldn't pick it up.
In Rem, that's about right. In fact, the fact that I've got with shoes, we ain't smart enough to know how to tie them. That's a good one. Yeah.
To the firefighting teams to pinpoint where the fires are, which is a wonderful use for it. I guess want to end with saying, if you do believe in flat Earth, that you're lagging behind the rest of civilization by so much as a couple of millennia. We have known that Earth is spheroidal for nearly 2,500 years. And I wish to put it to you, don't you think it's time to embrace sort of and catch up with modern day?
And then to that statement, I would love to say, then why is your globe only consensus for the last 500 years? If it's known to be a sphere for 2,000 years.
But does he think we were born flat earthers? Like?
Yeah, that's what he thinks.
You know.
Well, to be fair, by default... Oh, sorry, someone's very loud.
The door is one of an explosive device, so if you open it, it blows all that out.
Who's not on mute?
Yeah, I don't know who's that.
Go ahead if you don't believe me.
Someone's showing a video or a movie or something. Hello?
Or I could use the detonator.
Where's the sound coming through?
It was
Matt Cerebra. I've muted him.
Okay, sure, thanks. Yeah, so like I said, by default, everybody is born a flat earther because reality is flat.
Oh, yeah.
But do you believe, or have always believed it's flat? No. I mean, most of our lives we believed it's a globe. It's by deduction and logical inference that we came, hang on, it's not reality. It's just these guys can't get out of their fantasy religion. They're dedicated to it.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mark. We're going to kick it over to Leo.
Hi, Mr. Schooler.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult to sort of come off of that one because that was a very, very brief, yet surprisingly thorough demonstration of why the flat Earth is completely wrong.
Sorry, I have to laugh at that.
You just have to laugh at him completely.
Tell me
Even
one
his
thing.
voice does my head in. Like I say, I wanted to put him over my knee and scalp his arse, man.
Yeah, but what one more thing? Give me one thing that he brought there that demonstrates flat Earth is false there.
Not one thing.
Yeah.
I mean, his poster does a good job, but him, I don't know.
I mean, I could also have made a pretty presentation if I wanted, but I didn't have time. I quickly wrote my opener after the debate, after the stream Thursday night. So I ended up going to bed at 11, woke up at 1, so I can do the debate. And yeah, then I had a hectic long day driving 3 hours to take my daughter to her competition for speeches. She did really well, by the way. And then
Brilliant.
again came at like 5 o'clock back. Then let's get the kids ready, eat and stuff, get to bed, and then that's why I just couldn't do a stream. I was too tired last night. And then this morning I was awake early to go to work again. So yeah, it was quite hectic. I still feel sort of like a zombie today, by the way. Okay, let's go on. Now let's listen to this joke. Leo is a joke. I'm sorry. This. If I look at him, I think of an overgrown baby in a diaper.
It's about right.
Yeah. It's the whole way he acts and talks. He's so immature. And he's like on an ego trip or something. Dunning-Kruger to the max. Let's put it that way. Because everything he thinks he's saying is intelligent. But it's the most idiotic babble waffle coming out of his mouth. It's insane.
It is.
I considered, because I knew that Mark was going to give a presentation along the lines of what he just did, I considered trying to present more of like a philosophical case for why flat Earth as a model and as a theory is absolutely bankrupt. I don't think that there's any standards laid out in philosophy or metaphysics of science that flat Earth would meet. They don't actually have a model. They don't have any dynamical variables. They don't actually have any theories. Nothing's been tested. Nothing's been submitted. There's no rigorousness to this. There's nothing that's been standardized.
That's false.
Sounds like projection to me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
In the stream, we show actual demonstration. So what's he talking about? They haven't shown anything. Even my opening, I say, are you guys going to present something? I even said in my opening, I will go and retract my statement if they actually present to us actual demonstrations. They don't.
I mean, this is just really bad. And anybody that knew anything about science would look at this and just say it's really bad.
Anybody who knew science would know you don't know what science is if it hits you in the face. This guy, guys, doesn't know what science is. Even if you spell it to him, he won't know what science is. I don't know. It's the first time I've debated this guy, but it was like talking to a child with ADHD and Ritalin problems. I don't know. It's like thinking like he's the Energizer Bunny jumping up and down all the time, over talking waffle.
He was impulsive, but he just had to say what he had to say no matter what.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But quite frankly, most people don't really want to listen to that because at the end of the day, most people just really aren't interested in philosophy, unfortunately. But I don't, when it comes to flat Earth debates, it's really hard to figure out an intro because there's so much that you could say to show how this is wrong that you almost get lost in trying to figure out a reasonable place to start. So for me, usually I just like to point out that the flat Earth is just, this isn't a debate.
You see what I mean? What's he actually talking about? What's he bringing up?
Nobody has debates on these anymore. This is all done for fun. But just to humor myself and potentially others, just some questions for my opponents. Why is it that people in...
I wouldn't be surprised, Daniel. I've been prescribed anti-gloating cream. I can't wait to rub it in. That's a good one.
It's like too fake watching him, mate. Honestly.
Mm-hmm. Academically, Leo's everything they want. In reality, he's part of the sensibly herd. Hey, Vaynard, good to see you, mate. But the problem with this guy is you'll see the further he goes and talks, the more he shows he doesn't actually know what he's talking about. He's just parroting things that he's read or heard. Now, apparently he's studying philosophy of science. He doesn't understand philosophy is not science.
The northern hemisphere observed the sky to move counterclockwise, but people in the southern hemisphere observed the sky to move clockwise.
Oh yeah, he brought that up too, by the way.
Yeah, we've been down this many times, haven't we?
And I brought up your demonstration with the car. I didn't show it obviously, but I explained it to them, and they still didn't get it.
It's so simple. That's the whole point of that demonstration that Michael did. It's so simple what he's saying, and he demonstrated it really simply.
Yeah, and all they come and says, "Oh no, it's because globe. It doesn't work on flat." It's like, where's your show us this? We can demonstrate it, but all they do is just hand wave dismiss.
Yeah.
Sun is local. Why is it that it doesn't illuminate the whole Earth at the same time?
That's simple. Light has limitations.
Yeah, light don't travel forever.
Yeah, angles have limitations. These guys are morons.
It's like saying, why don't one street light up all your neighbourhood?
Exactly.
You know?
I mean, you've driven on a day when it's foggy. Sometimes you can see past your bonnet. Sometimes you can't even see your bonnet.
Yeah.
Do they think that there's nothing in front of light traveling? Yep, it's just colloquial. It's a belief. It's a belief on colloquial theory, Daniel. That's all they show.
The flat Earth. What is the diameter of this flat Earth? Is it 25,000 miles as the spherical Earth is? If so, we can obviously measure the luminosity of the sun. Why is it that the sun doesn't illuminate the whole surface of this flat pizza land object thing that you?
Again, pizza land. What pizza land? Doesn't even know what model he's fighting.
All got going on here. Is it a magic force that keeps it from illuminating, almost exactly half of it? Why do time zones exist? Why is it that seemingly roughly half of the Earth is only illuminated at any given instant?
You realize he just said the same thing 3 different ways.
Yeah.
And that's his thinking is an intelligent opener. It's just word salad. Exactly. Malford Bags can't hear me. Maybe I should sit a bit forward again.
Why is it that we can measure the precession of the Earth? Do disks precess as well? How is it that we can measure all?
You can't measure precession of the Earth. Gyros have precision, and it's mechanical.
All of these things, and they don't seem to align with the flat Earth. How do you explain them? What model do you have that incorporates these and that accounts for these while still thoroughly empirically demonstrating that the Earth is a flat disk, or at least some sort of flat object? I don't know, maybe it's a cube and we're at the top. Who knows?
He thinks a cube is flat. Did we just hear that? Did he just say the cube is flat? Wow. So he doesn't even know what he doesn't even know what a 3-dimensional shape is. Wow.
At this point, but these are some questions that I would have. Is how did this pizza imaginary thing that you're calling the Earth actually works, and why all of the things that we would expect to see.
TB, no one measured 25,000 miles in a diameter. It's calculated, and they don't understand the difference between calculations and measurements. Kimberly Bloomfield, thank you for coming. No science needed for an imaginary globe. Nope. They first need science, but they do claim science, so it's pseudoscience. Yeah, Shane, a cube can have 6 flats, but it's a 3-dimensional shape, so it's not flat. Flat is 2-dimensional.
If the Earth were a sphere, rotating on its axis and orbiting a star is exactly what we would see. I'm just curious why that would be the case, and I think that I can just end it there.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for your.
That was that. Let's see if we can get. This is where we started. This is where we're gonna bring. Was sorry, Nathan never heard of the 11 frames thing. So I'm going to let this play through, and then I'm going to give some commentary on it.
We're saying there that you had a direct question towards them. I think we can probably launch pad right off that.
Yeah, I'd be happy to go at some of what Leo has. I actually have some demonstrations to show some of this. I did actually want to ask though, Flatzoid, what did Mark say about there was an editing of frames?
I can actually bring that video up because I showed all the frames, and that's just the poisoning the well fallacy, and that already shows he's conceded he has no argument. This has been an argument I presented 3 years ago, where I was showing if I take an inferior mirage out, it shows that it doesn't go behind the curve. So their argument is you took our globe curve away. So it's in concession then that it's not a physical curve. But they butthurt about that, so now they're saying I'm dishonest. Even though I've shown in the video it with the mirage, and then after the mirage is removed.
Did you take some frames out originally and not tell anybody?
Not tell anybody. I showed it in the video. I show it, literally show all the frames, and then I show the inferior mirage, I show the line, and I show the impact point once it's gone. Very straightforward. Can anybody show me one video on YouTube that doesn't remove frames? This is a challenge for anybody. Even you guys, PJ, can you guys bring up a video for me that frames have not been removed to edit?
No, definitely not. Not unless it's a live stream and then it's not video.
Exactly. That's why I say 99.9% of the videos are edited, so removed frames. So this guy doesn't even know what the hell he's talking about. I showed the video with the inferior mirage. Shows how you do your
No. Like, that's a question. Did you take
You see what I mean? Just totally ignoring what I just said. Trying to misrepresent what happened. So who's being dishonest?
some frames out originally when you first
Every
showed the
edited
video
video
and
takes
did not
frames
tell
out.
anybody?
Every edited video takes
Did you
frames.
take 11 frames out
No.
to stop this mirage?
No.
Because you went on. Well, I'd like to say something. Did you went on afterwards and said you took the frames out because they were a mirage, but you took the frames out just as that capsule. Excuse me, I'm talking. As that capsule was getting to the horizon.
I like how he asked me a question, and while I'm answering, he says I'm talking over him.
Even at that point, I wanted to smash him in the face, honestly. Sorry, but I did.
But I mean, how's that? Ask me a question. While I'm answering, he carries on talking and says I'm talking through him. But he asked me a question. It's crazy.
No.
Did you take frames out at that point?
I took the inferior mirage frames out. After I showed the inferior mirage.
So you
in
took
the same
frames
video.
out. So everything that I said was
Poisoning
true.
the whale. And this has got nothing
Everything
to
that I
do
said
with
was true.
You showed it.
Let's listen to what Nathan, because this Nathan and Jay. I'm sorry, this was what's his name? I forgot his name anyway. Ryan, I think. But they didn't know about this. But look, they're trying to piece it together. Look at their face.
Everything and then showed it again,
Yeah.
edited.
Yeah. I
Okay.
can show you
Yeah,
the
so
video.
he-
To make your point with an edit.
He
guys
he
want me to
only
show you
showed
there?
the one with the frame still in after he was called out for it.
Lie again. What did he just say? He just said, I only showed the one with the frames after I was called out of it. Who's lying there? Because I still got the original on. The original's still on, and I'll even show the original for them live. So all I can say is Mark projects his dishonesty and lies onto me. And all this because he was butthurt that I embarrassed him in the first debate. Remember when I got him to say gas has no behavior? So I made him look like a moron. And since then, he's been very butthurt with me. He doesn't want to even talk to me. So I was surprised to see he coming on this debate. But yeah, he just got called lying. He got caught. Now, this is the fourth lie since we started, guys. Fourth lie. You guys want to say something?
No.
Show you
Bring
the
up the
original.
video.
I'm going to show you the original. How's that?
Let's let him bring up his video so he can defend what you've said there.
And and this is just to show that he doesn't have anything.
Do you want to share your screen? Oh, perfect.
Okay, I'm just gonna quickly search it. Sorry.
I can show like the time the real, but yeah, like a black.
While we can breathe.
It doesn't matter.
We don't have the technology. We can use it to predict the lighting pattern of what we would see and how the sun lights up the land, and that it matches on the some of the flat Earth models that we are given. I think there is some holding back of the most accurate models, but I think the military and NASA, who use flat, stationary, non-rotating Earths in their technical documents, especially with like damaged aircraft, they use a flat, non-rotating Earth, so they probably have accurate land distances and things like that. But we can show a lighting pattern that will light, even give you the 24-hour light in Antarctica, using the coffee cup caustic effect with the lighting. So,
are you able to bring that video to?
Yeah, it's on.
Can you bring that video, Flatzoid, to the point that Mark had brought up?
Yeah, just skip to the point. We probably don't want to see the
I'm
entire
scared if I
thing.
do that, he's gonna say I'm being dishonest and cherry picking. So you guys can talk while it's going on. How's that?
Well, I was going to say we can't show the entire video.
Glenn, Leo and Mark are the new Beavis and Butthead. It's still difficult for me to talk if I hear myself 3 times echoing in my ear. Wow. I can't believe how difficult it is to actually pronounce things if you hear yourself back 3 times. It almost makes my lips numb. No, Nathan didn't know about this. He
It's
actually emailed me
impossible,
afterwards.
Flat. Sorry, I couldn't get to it. I know what you're dealing with there, and it's very difficult. I can't do it myself.
It's difficult. It like totally conbogulates a person. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Nathan. He did email me after the debate, and he said sorry about asking about this in the beginning. He wasn't trying to go against me, even though it seemed. He was just trying to get. I said, yeah, I don't take it like that. I mean, a lot of people don't know the argument, and I'm more than happy if they bring this argument up because the Globers are conceding that it's not a physical curve. Now remember, this was before the Black Swan argument. So this was practically my Black Swan argument of the time. And I still love it. The more they bring it up, the more they're conceding that the Earth curve is not physical, but just optical. Hey, Moon Rider, good to see you, mate. Moon Rider, I'm only half an hour 20 into it, and man, the debate is going off the rails. And Leo seems to have got drunk on 1 beer. I don't even think he finished the beer and he was drunk. I don't even think he was finished with the beer and was drunk.
I'd say he had one bit that, and it's not as though it was the big cans. It was like the Coca-Cola size cans, and it lasted the whole 4 hours. And he was steamboats.
It's crazy.
Here, so you can skip to
just
the
skip
point.
to the point where
Well,
it is.
wait, is this this is a Red's rhetoric video?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, no, we can share it. I can promise you Red's rhetoric is not going to care. This is a flat earth debate, and it's being used to show how flat earthers are wrong, because this is going to show how flat earthers are wrong.
Oh yeah, we.
I love how sure he was of himself. It's going to show flat earthers wrong, but this is my video.
Just like when they used the gyroscope or the laser ring gyroscope in their own document.
Oh yeah, Moomin, and it was a Budweiser. Of all things, he got drunk on a Budweiser.
That's what I said. Just what?
I mean, a Budweiser's not so strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rachel went on for a long time. Unfortunately, I ran out of petrol close to the end, so the power went off. I don't know what happened after that.
Documentary 2 different times, one after recalibrating.
That was a glow
both showing a
documentary.
15 degree per hour drift, and they still put it in their document.
It was a glow documentary.
Sorry, Leo, I wanted to bring a point up. Can you show me this ring laser that he used? Because Bob had a fog. He didn't have a ring. Okay.
No, it was a ring laser.
Bob had a fault.
He had a fog.
A fault?
A fog.
A fog.
Fiber optic gyro. They said he used the ring laser gyro. Very odd.
Do you know what fiber optic is, Flatzoid?
Yes, I do.
Fiber
but
optic
you
is-
are obfuscating from the point now.
Yeah, Mark,
They
you know more
advertise
about this than I do.
it. They advertise
Yeah, so
it.
fiber optics
Why is everybody talking over
use
me?
light.
You see, really talking over me while I was making my statements.
Mm.
And I mean, it's
Which
from the
is
beginning.
ridiculous. And they knew exactly what you said. Do you know what I mean? They
Mhm.
were just taking it.
And it
You
just
know, when
got
you said
worse.
that, when you said about the the laser thing, they knew exactly what you said.
Yeah, and it just got worse and worse through the debate.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Derek Nelson, I only got in halfway myself. Raichi, and by that point, Mark and Leo were seething. They got so triggered close to the end. It's crazy. Okay, but let's carry on. I mean, they're already getting triggered just by me opening with this. So
All right, let's see this video here that he wants to
Yeah.
show, and then we'll continue.
Okay. So anyway, this is the point. You can see it's 2 minutes 53. What do I show? Oh, wait. Everything's there. Sorry, Mark. What did you say? Now
Then
we
why-
go. So I just proved Mark a liar. Live on internet. What does he have to say for that? Listen to his response.
Why did you go and admit that you took frames out?
See? Why did he go and admit he
So-
took frames out? So he doesn't admit he just lied and got caught lying. So Mark Reed, if you're watching this, I would like you to please make a video apologizing. How's that?
That'd be lovely. Do you think that's going to happen?
Never happen.
Nope, never. But all he did is project his dishonesty onto me, so. Now I said, did you see? Because I'm trying to show the impact point. I'm trying to show where the inferior mirage is. I'm very clear on saying where the inferior mirage is. Okay, apparent horizon. Okay, still carrying on. Inferior mirage. You see, Moomin Rider, they say because I took it and I made it look like the curve is taken away. They are conceding that the curve is only optical. They don't get that. That's how dumb these guys are.
There's no curve there to take away.
I know, but their argument is, you took our curve away, and I took the inferior mirage away.
Take your ball, mate.
Wow. So I think, yeah, guys, from now on, if we see Mark Reed, we just say, you liar. And then I'm going to actually do a little cut from this. So we can
Mark
show how
Reed's-
he's lying.
Mark Reed Spudhead.
And then I'm going to
Looks
ask
like
him,
Terry Baldy.
Raichi, but did you take frames out? You took out the mirage, no? Yeah, to take the mirage out, you need to take frames. That's how it works. It's called editing videos. It's a bit difficult to take something out without taking a frame out. But I showed all the frames. Very clear. Is anything dishonest here, guys?
Looks good. Yeah. You took frames out, yeah.
What's dishonest? I showed all the frames. Now I'm explaining to you what I'm doing. Now see the top of the inferior mirage? So that's the inferior mirage band, Mark. I can't help you because you don't understand now. You call me dishonest. Okay, now let's see where the capsule hits. Now this is after take.
Yeah. See the cut?
Inferior mirage.
There was a cut.
Yeah, there was a cut. Duh. Idiot.
Yeah, there was a cut.
Yes, because I
Did
took
you say you
the
took...
See, it's not on the apparent horizon and not behind a curve. See, it's on the apparent horizon because I took the inferior mirage out. Very simple stuff.
frames out? You didn't say you took frames out.
Yeah, they're just cherry picking, Richie, for 3 years long. And all this started just because Red's rhetoric was too scared to have me on to talk about it. You see, as soon as he saw this, they had a stream, but I was sleeping at that time. And he says, oh, look, Flatzoid was too scared to come talk to me. And that was the time they thought I was, who was Spurs Chemo? They thought I was Spurs Chemo. So yeah, I was sleeping when they had the stream, and afterwards when I want to talk, they just kept making excuses. Even recently, I got back in hold of touch with him, and I said, and I said to him, "Okay, are you willing to talk about it?" No, there's nothing to talk about. It's a settled thing. You're just a dishonest prick. I was like, okay, that's what I get, guys.
At all.
I
No,
just
no, no.
showed
But you
you
didn't
on
say so
screen.
on the video. You just said, "Hey, let's look at it in slow motion."
Another lie? Did I say let's look at it in slow motion?
No.
So that's what, 5 lies already. 5 lies from Mark Reed, not 1 lie from me. But I'm the one that's dishonest and lying. Weird. You want to see how much frames actually was removed, guys? I think so. I want to show this. Because some people haven't seen this yet. Because they can't even decide how much frames. And you know the frames change based on what what the quality of the video is, how much frames per second. So let's go. Trying to see if I can find it quickly. I can go to where I showed, but there was a shorter one I made.
But wasn't there a while where they couldn't even make up their mind how many frames it was, whether it was 3,
That's what I'm
5,
saying.
11, 7?
From the beginning.
Yeah.
Some say
yeah.
24, some say 12, some say 11, some say 6, some say 7. Can't make up their mind. I think this one I also show. I'm just going to show a piece of it. I hope I don't have to download just for this.
Boxer, your favorite.
That's true, in REM. The globe is perspective reversed engineered. We've explained this to them many times. I'm still get ad blocker. Paul, remind me afterwards, please. Okay, yeah. Okay. Count with us how much frames. Okay, I'm not gonna play the music unfortunately because just now I get copyright strike stuff again. Copyright claims. Okay. It's gonna show us the frames. Now this is in the inferior mirage band. Okay, it's gonna come down again. This is how the splash would look without the mirage effects. Okay, count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 frames. I love that laugh in the background.
That's bad. I don't know what she's laughing at. So saw you on the
So show me again where the 11 frames are. 3 to 4 frames, guys. Did they go through such trouble to show in depth how much frames it was? There it goes again. Impact point with the frames. Woof. Wow. So Mark Reed, next time do your homework properly, mate. Because Red's Rhetoric lied live on his show, saying it was 25 frames, then was 11, then was 17. They couldn't make up their mind.
Like 25 frames, that's pretty much the whole video.
Yeah. So I just had to show that to everybody. Sad. Yeah. And I got videos after this explaining it and doing it again, showing you. So
And you did show the full
yeah, McToon did the video on it too, but McToon is the most dishonest glober on the internet. Well, actually, he's tied with conspiracy cats and tied with Ruhuf, and well, they're all actually in the same role. I mean, do you guys know any of them that are honest?
Not many.
Got a like to bluff.
Mm-hmm. You Papoons, it's not a mirage.
Oh, dude, oh, shit.
Wow. Inferior mirage is not a mirage. Is that what he's saying? It says it in the name.
There's no question of what it is, dude. That's not the point.
Splashdown as well.
Thank you.
But when he slowed it down, he took out 11 frames to make it seem like, because you can't see at full speed. Excuse me, I'm talking. Excuse me, I'm talking.
You see how he's representing me? He's literally talking bad about me in front of my face, and I'm not allowed to defend myself. Oh yeah, Wolfie 62 is very dishonest. Very.
Excuse me, I'm talking, excuse me. So he did not actually say that he took out frames. Basically, he said, let's look at it in slow motion.
I didn't say let's look at them in slow motion. So a lie.
Is where the mirage is, and then you can see the cut where he's cut out all of these frames, 11 frames, because Red's rhetoric and the other guys went through and counted the frames that he took out. And so when he says, no, I didn't take frames out, he's meaning the first one in full speed, not the slow motion. So he took them out of the slow motion one, and he himself sort of won't admit it, but he won't deny it either.
Okay.
So won't admit it. Where have I said I haven't taken anything? I'm literally showing on my face the whole time 4 frames, am I not? Yeah. So how much times do I have to say 4 frames? Does that mean I took 4 frames out? Usually that does. So he's lied again now. So that's the 6th lie. 6th or 7th lie.
No matter how many, it was 11. But anyway, I think we should move on, because this is like, it's clearly been shown he's taken frames out of one of those, the slow motion. Yeah, so we really should move on, because I'd like to address the debate. So he took out some frames. We know
Let us move on to...
This I didn't really agree with the moderator though. He didn't give me a chance to defend myself.
Terrible moderator.
So I'm saying the moderator was an alright dude, but he just didn't moderate. He didn't do nothing. He didn't step in.
But you see the thing, now and then he did.
Wait on, hold a minute. There's supposed to be a moderator in this, is there? Oh.
Supposed to be. I think you were getting stoned.
But I mean, what did we see so far? This guy is talking bad about me from the beginning, in my face. I'm not allowed to defend myself. And when I want to defend myself, they want us to move on to something else. But then again, this same moderator, in the debate, you can see him laughing when I give answers in the Q&A. Very, very neutral, eh?
We can move on to the point that you brought up. So, Leo, you brought up a point in your intro statement there. So if you want to elaborate on that a little bit, and then we're going to try to get Nathan in here to respond to your point there, so we can get your voice in here.
Well, honestly, there were just a couple of things that they had mentioned in their intro that I wanted to get to before we move too far past it, and obviously some of this is what Nathan said, if that's all right.
Yeah, that's good. Go for it.
Okay, so the Michelson-Morley experiment was mentioned.
Okay, we don't need to watch this because they're talking about the ether rubbish, and I mean, I'm not really into the ether, so we can forward all that. Because they're just talking about Michelson-Morley and the ether and whatever. If you guys want to watch it, you guys can go watch the full debate. Rachie says he's meaning the first one he didn't take them out, and the first one but did slow it down. And yes, you removed the mirage as explained. Would you rather he not show both before or after mirage accounted for? I don't know what they would want. I think it doesn't matter what I would have presented, they would still see it as dishonesty because it goes against the globe model. Okay, yeah, he's talking about the focal pendulum and how these guys had to modify it because it went the opposite way. And they didn't like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter though because it's attached to the ground, so there's only one reference frame.
Exactly. They don't. We didn't even get to that point. Nathan did say that though, but they just literally would have missed it as well. But I mean, the fact that it even goes in opposite direction already shows they have nothing. And he was bringing this up with this guy. I think it's called the Elias effect or something. When there's a eclipse, the rate that it moves changes. So does that mean that the Earth's rotation changes when there's an eclipse? No. Yeah. And then he showed Mitchell's from Australia's one, where it didn't show anything moving for a few hours, which was brilliant. They just laughed it off, and Handways dismissed it as well. Carried on with this. They're not letting me talk this whole time, by the way, guys. Every time I lift my finger up to talk, they talk over me.
Tours.
I thought there was like a Game of Thrones wall or something.
White Walkers beyond it, yeah.
Yeah, can we maybe get back to the origin of the Earth? Because we don't need to go to up in the sky. That's what Nathan opened with as well. We want to keep to the ground what we're saying the Earth is. So can we get to the documents presented for Earth? Thank you.
Right, but this was sort of your line of, okay, well, I mean, one of the things that really was problematic that sort of Nathan brought up was the idea that because diagrams look flat, then the Earth is flat. That is actually the reification fallacy. It's sort of mistaking the model for the, to quote Nathan, another Nathan, it's mistaking the diagram. Yeah.
Because my can is round, beer is round. I'm sorry.
That's the level of intelligence of 156 IQ, guys. That's the level of intelligence. Now let me show you what an actual intelligent statement is.
I had to.
Yeah, well, because the planets are round, the Earth is round. It's the same.
Yeah,
it's the same. What is it? Reification.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not. There's a reason why that's the case. Do you want to know what it is?
Your can is a container.
Yeah,
your can is a container. So everything inside it is contained by the shape of the container. Thank you. That is an intelligent rebuttal statement. Not what Leo gave. High identity verification. Good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, that's called. Yeah, that's
really so. Can I ask the four lights experiment observation? Is that do you?
It's usually utter chaos. I'm glad you are enjoying it. It's good to see everybody here. If you guys haven't already, please do share the show and hit that like button. I'm glad you guys are here, and I'm glad the sound's a bit better tonight.
I'm just enjoying reading all comments about Mark.
Yeah, you should read that identity Lotions one, identity verification. That's pretty funny. Nice one.
Maybe I should make a shirt with Mark's face on there.
Dirty.
So everybody might be in Sunto's picture.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can have the moon next to him, and his forehead reflecting off of the moon.
Well, I'll tell you, if gravity is true, then the moon's got to be orbiting his napper.
It's all fun and games making fun of Mark, but he gives us a reason to.
Do you know of any way that could be? Has there been any demonstration or recreation of the four lights experiment showing that you can have light? Because these lights are incrementally spaced out evenly. They're 1 mile apart a piece, 5, 6.
Moxie McToon still hasn't answered me how high my flask is. The math genius McToon still can't tell me how high my flask is.
7, 8 miles. But the curvature that each
Daniel, a shirt with Mark saying, "Excuse me, I'm listening." I'm lying. Oh, that's a good one. Excuse me, I'm lying. That can actually work. I must make a meme like that.
Each one experiences from the observer is not incrementally spaced out. It doesn't keep.
Or I should say, "Excuse me, don't talk over me while I'm lying."
Even suit with the spacing of the lights themselves. So how is it that refraction bends all of these lights to appear exactly flat, exactly level, exactly planar, exactly horizontal. Is there any way to recreate that? Because flat earthers have been pressed about like bottom up disappearance, sunsets, things like that, and they've shown all of that on a flat earth surface with realistic variables. So is there any four lights experiment? Because
actually, Dupapoons, you are in a cult. We've actually done a video showing points. Sorry?
I said that to him. Someone said he was in a cult, and I said you are. Simple as that. You are in a cult.
Yeah, I mean, we've actually done a video showing through the points on white is a cult. And yeah, you're definitely in a cult, mate.
I've talked to some people and I've never gotten a recreation or of this. I've gotten an explanation. I got sent a link to refraction, but I'm skeptical that refraction could do this. I mean, I could say that my car will get better gas mileage. If I take the engine out of it, it will weigh less and therefore get better gas mileage. I can do the math about if you take out so many pounds, it gets.
His whole point on this was math can lie. If the math works out, it doesn't make it reality.
This much better gas mileage. I can do all that, but to actually apply it in a demonstration is a whole other topic that flat earthers heavily get pressed on doing, and it's demanded. Every single claim that a flat earther makes is scrutinized heavily and said show every single thing. Can you show that it is even possible for globe water to make that four light experiment happen?
Actually, just before we address that, like you're basically saying that every claim that you make gets scrutinized heavily, but what I notice is that you don't actually come up with what we come up with for the explanations. You don't have, like, you sort of say this luminous aether, but you don't actually demonstrate that it exists at all. You just say that that's what it is and that's what it does and that's what it can do. So
I love his projection. That's exactly everything they're based on the globe. Exactly the same. It's all just based in Narnia. Believe us. Just trust us. Because a guy with a white lab coat said.
no, you're not scrutinized as heavily as you should be. We should have calculations. We should have models. We should have a diameter to the flat earth. We should have all kinds of things from you, Nathan, that we don't get. So the claim that you're scrutinized more heavily than scientific facts is actually really, really appalling to me. I'm sorry, because we really give you a massive pass when it comes to coming up with models and calculations that we would demand of somebody who was working in the scientific field. Now, I'll just address that, because what you would do is do the test under different refractive conditions and see if it comes out. I mean, there was that canal experiment in England that the flat earthers really said, oh, this is the...
He doesn't even know what a Bedford level is.
The Grant thing, the Bedford
level experiment.
Yeah. And then they found out due to refraction he was completely and utterly wrong. Like, he was just.
That's also a false statement, boss. I actually wanted to say something there, but I didn't. See, I'm holding my mouth closed. Because of refraction, therefore it's wrong. Hey, Alan, good to see you, mate. That's not what happened, Mark. Refraction just changes it and keeps it to show it's optical. It's still kept in exactly the same line. But these guys don't understand refraction is an optical effect. It's very sad, Derek. And I mean, we're not even really getting through everything hectic. It's
wrong. If you did it under a different refractive index day, you would get a different result. Now, I'm not familiar.
I was going to say, different refractive index day. What the hell? So the atmo changes, right? Atmo changes, in fact, index. Sorry, it's difficult with this mic, with this earphones. So the atmosphere, in their quotes, changes index refraction from day to day. So, not the same densities as they put it. Taylor, before I tell you, I'll just point out how your not claimed model is wrong.
Tell you with this experiment, but what you would do is present it under a number of different refractive indexes and find out if that
Does the globe have a number of different refractive indexes? As far as I know, it's just 7/6R, which is terrestrial refraction, which isn't actually light refraction. So, what the hell is he talking about? Do you guys have a clue?
No, not one little bit.
It's crazy.
That's actually the case, because we've seen people do experiments with light over distance and having to, raise it up so that people actually see the light coming through. In fact, I think a party of flat earthers under Jeranism did that one, and they had to actually elevate the light in order to see it.
Again, there's a lot of reasons why he had to elevate it. It's not Earth curve.
So, where is this experiment? Where is the report on it? So if you want to be scrutinized as much as science, then you need to come up with a paper. You need to test your...
Also, did you see how he kind of reversed the burden onto Nathan? Nathan never once said anything about science or anything. He just said be scrutinized really badly. Now he's saying, no, you should be scrutinized more because it's science. But no one even claimed science. And refraction is not science. You use... we can work out refraction based on science, but refraction itself is not science. Well, unless you want to make a hypothesis what the cause for refraction is, but that's about it. That's the science you're going to get for refraction.
Variables, you need to change variables and make sure what is causing it is actually the thing that's causing it. And then subject that to scrutiny.
Remember this, guys, because later on we're going to get to science. Remember what he just said. You want to figure out the cause for the effect. So you want to know that's actually the cause. That's science. But remember what he says later on, guys.
Okay, can I give first things first, if you want to be scrutinized by science, you need to actually do real science. So that's go ahead.
First of all, he didn't claim science. Yeah. Would you be able to quickly bring the diagram up again, Nathan? And then Mark, if you want to keep to science, like you said, please let the globe keep to science, because we don't have any science for globe. It's pseudoscience.
What do you mean by pseudoscience?
You can believe that if you want. I don't.
How do we assume?
Well, hold on here, because that's a really interesting question. What's the difference between science and pseudoscience?
Pseudoscience is based on a belief and conjecture, where science is just a method.
That doesn't tell me anything. What is...
Science is the cause for the effect. Even Mark just said so. Now, your globe doesn't have a cause for effect scientifically. It has a belief without a scientific hypothesis and experiment. And this started way back.
I just got a pop-up. Is my screen still on?
Yeah, it's on.
It's still
on.
on.
I just got a pop-up just like I got dropped. Can y'all see that?
I just wanted to say something really quickly about what Flatzoid just said there. You do know that there's a lot of philosophers of science, actually. I mean, Bertrand...
Listen to this waffle. Philosophers of science. Just totally ignoring what I just said. But listen what
So was one. Causation isn't even a fundamental feature in our scientific theories.
Causation isn't even a fundamental thing in our theories. That's what science is. It's got to do with causation. I mean, where does this guy come off? He literally says science has got nothing to do with causation. And he's claiming to be this brilliant boffin.
There are no variables of causation. So you...
No variables of causation. What's an IV? Idiot. Yeah, this is a screenshot of a video by Groton. I don't know how to pronounce his name properly, but he's got an awesome video. I actually want to have him on to come present this sometime.
Said cause and effect, but it doesn't seem that cause and effect, that the notion of causation may be even present in fundamental physical equations. So I think that's pretty interesting, how people always characterize science as like cause and effect, but when you actually go talk to the people who study what science is fundamental, a lot of them would say that a lot of them believe that causation might not actually be a fundamental feature of science. Science is much, much more than
Then
that.
it's pseudoscience.
Science
isn't
the
the
science?
cause. Science is specifically for the cause of the effect. You're trying to figure out what caused the effect. That's what science.
I don't think
is.
that's true.
Yes.
It's part of it.
What do you think the IV and DV is for?
What do I think? What is for?
He heard me.
What is an IV and a DV?
Independent variable, dependent variable.
I like how Nathan had to answer for them.
Yeah, they ain't got a clue.
Exactly. That's why I said he did hear me. I mean, look how confused they look. And this is supposed to be science, guys. I mean, I was screaming with laughter inside, guys. Other guys, crazy.
Thank you. Yeah. So your independent variable is what causes your dependent.
Why are you
variable.
telling me about things I learned in 8th grade?
He just said he doesn't know what it is. Now he says I'm telling him about things he learned in 8th grade. But I mean, that's what science is. Was I very unclear?
Not really, no? Not at all.
The video is coming in loud compared to mic. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't do anything about my mic, guys. My mic is like on full blast. It's this rubbish Chinese crap. I'm sorry, guys. I do apologize.
I'm trying to explain it to you because you're saying philosophy is science.
Well, so you think science is just independent variable and dependent variable? That's all you think science
Science
is?
is a method to figure out the cause for the effect. That's what science is. That's got nothing to do with.
Yeah, but what about people who
understand the
think that
natural
causation?
world.
What about people who don't think that causation features fundamentally in science? What would you say to somebody who said that?
Very simple. Just like you're saying, what do you think about those people that don't believe it? Then it's not science. So plain and simple. I don't know how much I try to explain as simple as I could to him.
It's because they have a
Yeah, but so what do you mean by pseudoscience?
They have a
Just explained
belief.
it.
Science is a
Yeah,
method.
but scientists
It's got
have
nothing
beliefs
to do
too, so
with
I
if
don't
you care.
understand what that means.
Science doesn't care if you have a belief about science or something. It's simply a method. It's for the cause of an effect. Full stop.
I don't think.
Yeah, but
you
what
know
about people
science
who don't
is.
think that causation's a part of it? See, that's the thing. You're just repeating the same things over again because you
people
don't
have their different takes
actually
on
know
science.
anything about the philosophy of science.
Philosophy is not science. I was trying to go through this the whole time with him. Yeah, Leo learned in 8th grade, but couldn't say what the IV and DV mean when asked. Exactly old Dunning-Kruger. It's actual Dunning-Kruger, exactly, Derek. Duper, the Black Swan's not FE propaganda. It's a death blow to the globe.
Can I to address? So Mark, you talked about the like being under the scrutiny of science and having to show your maths and your claims and your calculations and everything. I just posed this to the globe side of the discussion using any variables, any realistic natural refractive index, lapse rates, or anything like that. Just show a recreation that shows this result. If you need a refractive index that is heavily suited to show this, and temperature and lapse rate and all of that, do it. Just show that it is possible, because right now this has only been shown, can only be shown on a flat surface. This would be an observation of the natural world, because it's natural conditions. We're looking at something outdoors and it's natural conditions, and it only is able to be affirmed by a flat surface. So that would show that it is a flat surface. There are claims that can be made. Here's one thing that I think is really important.
Well, let me address that. Let me address that before you go on. Can I please address what you've said?
Yes,
before you
absolutely.
go on? Okay, so you're basically saying that we're
Flat out, thank you for going. Why is the sound so bad? Because of Chinese Hong Kong crap. I have Wong Tong Shang microphone. Yeah.
And that's a short name for it.
You make fun of my mic? Yeah, my Shure SM58 wall is here, but I just can only pick it up on Monday, or they can deliver it Monday. That's about it. But yeah, I got the audio process at least. So Monday night, we're definitely gonna have proper sound, guys. Can't wait, because this is really irritating. So I apologize.
Subject to the same scrutiny, but you haven't shown how tall the lights are, what kind of conditions there were, what kind of well, you haven't shown that. That's the thing. Like, you need to draw all of this up so people can replicate your experiment and then see if they get the same result. Because just saying, hey, I did a thing, is not enough. That's not the scrutiny that we apply to science.
Hey.
We say, hey, I did a thing and got this result, and then put it out there and say, hey, can everybody else do the thing and come up with the same result? And that's what you're not doing. You're telling me a story, right? You're telling me a story about what some person did, and it holds no weight whatsoever, because I don't know the same result. And that's what some diagram of a curved Earth and something that I did and said, hey, that proves the Earth is round. You wouldn't take it very seriously, would you,
How
Nathan?
is going on?
I would, if you're just showing it.
Okay, I just ended it quickly. 1 hour 31. So far, what do you guys think? You guys, yeah.
I think that hearing Mark's voice makes me want to beat a dead infant with a dead puppy.
Like I say, I'd love to go in the box room with Mark, but Leo, I'd just put him over my knee and scalp his ass. Simple as that.
I mean, for me, like, you shouldn't be debating these retards.
You see, the problem was, Jack of all trades, he's one of the trolls on my channel, and he's been hounding me for a long time for a debate on MDB. So he went and contacted James and organized this debate. I thought I'm going to be debating him. And in the meantime, he wasn't even here. It was me and Nathan against Mark, Reed, and Leo. So yeah, and somehow that Jack guy is saying it's my fault. But he's the one who organized the debate. So yeah. So I'm going to be debating him still, but now it's going to be on FTF East channel, and he's going to be moderating. Oh, do help me.
Who's moderating?
Yeah.
Craig.
Who's moderating? Craig?
Craig. Yeah.
Oh, that'll be a clown show then, man.
So we'll see what will happen. But you know what the topic is that he wants to debate? Are flat earthers dishonest?
Oh,
No,
projection. Even the topic is projection.
Exactly. But I'm more than happy for him to come on because I want to see what he's going to bring on. And I can guarantee he's going to bring 11 frames on.
Yeah.
And I told him he better be prepared to bring a definition of deceiving. So the poor guy doesn't even know what he's getting himself into. So yeah, I trust that Craig will at least do an okay job moderating.
I hope so. I hope you don't end up debating him.
Yeah.
You know what he's like.
I have a funny feeling you'll end up debating two people, like.
Oh, that's a usual thing. It's happened before, where he's moderating and I, but that doesn't bother me. I've told them, I don't even mind doing a 5-on-1. I mean, they can get Ruhef and Wolfie and McToon and all of them together, Simon and Dan, and I'll go against them 1 against 5 or whatever. It doesn't bother me because they all say the same crap. So it doesn't matter who says it. It's just
They'll take notes. That's it.
Yeah.
He won't say anything. He'll just sit there taking notes for his next show.
It's the same crap coming out of a different mouth.
That's it. That's it.
So I don't know why they think I'm scared of them.
They'll open their mouths and let their belly rumble. That's it.
Yeah, Spud. Mark doesn't listen. That's why as soon as you say something, he's literally trying to talk over you again. It's his
They're not
fail-safe mechanism.
They're not headphones he's got on. They're ear defenders.
Okay, let me play again.
Mark just makes me build so much fucking rage. Just rage.
Rage against the Mark. You know, like Rage Against the Machine. But it's Rage Against the Mark.
Every time I take a shit now, I'm just taking a big mark.
Dumpus Markimus.
I don't know exactly how it's done. I don't know the refractive index on that day. I don't know if there was cloud cover for.
That's why I said take any.
I don't. Well, I don't know the specifics of the experiment. So how can I possibly say what's involved in it? Because nothing about the surrounding environmental conditions has actually been noted down. You've just got a picture and a photo, and that's it. I don't like. You'll call Al's photos from space fake. You know, I mean, why would I just not go, hey, somebody took a photo of lights. Congratulations.
Go
ahead, Flatzoid. I want to pull something up while you're doing that.
First of all, Mark, you just hand away the missing it. The point is, we can demonstrate what we are claiming. This demonstrates a flat surface. If you go watch the actual video of the observation, the demonstration, you can see the lights, you can see all the information you need. Secondly, he never claims science, so he doesn't need to give you any hypothesis or science for it. Thirdly, just because you say you don't...
I would love Rachel to be a mod. I think Rachel will do an awesome job moderating.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Just don't get that clown.
Clown? Which one?
Yeah, the clown. The clown. You know, everybody knows who I'm talking about.
McClown.
Oh, McClown.
The one with when you debated the crap last time.
Oh, you mean Craig?
Yeah, the clown.
That's FTF. That's FT. That's the one we're talking about.
The one with the clown makeup. Never mind.
Accept it because you want to know all light scattering and all that nonsense doesn't make it an invalid demonstration. We have actual physical demonstrations where the globe has none. That's the whole point.
And you see, they don't even defend that. It's straight in their face. Has anybody seen any demonstration for the globe yet?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what's really funny, Mark? If I could jump in here just really quickly.
Sure.
I'll be really quick, Mark. I promise. I just wanted to say to you, you know what's funny? How he's saying, oh, well, you trying to specify all of the variables so we can figure out what the dependent variables and the dependent variables are is wrong. That doesn't... excuse me.
He was so excited to get out what he had to say, so ADHD up to the eyeballs, that he tripped over his words and started coughing. He couldn't get it out quick enough.
Listen what he's going to say, though. Okay, I just rewinded 10 seconds. Listen to his words. This is him trying to explain science.
Oh, well, you trying to specify all of the variables so we can figure out what the dependent variables and the dependent variables are is wrong. That doesn't... excuse me. That doesn't invalidate the model. But 5 minutes ago, he was talking about independant variables and dependent variables, and that was the whole thing that you were trying to get at. This is just hilarious.
Wow. Yeah, it's funny. No, I was going to talk, so...
You see what he does? I'm busy... We're rebutting. And now he's hopping in there and telling me I must shut up. Because he wants to talk. Because he knows he has to white knight for Leo.
Exactly.
Tell me, where did Nathan claim any science? He didn't.
He didn't want to.
I'll just address what he said. Thank you. Anyway, I'll address what he said. So I never said that you were doing science. What I'm saying is that Nathan said, "Hey, we're put under a lot of scrutiny. We're scrutinized a lot." And when I start to bring up things that, "Hey, this is how we'd scrutinize it," you say, "No, we shouldn't have to do that. If you want to be scrutinized, be scrutinized."
Another lie. Did I say that?
No.
No, I just said it's not science. So we don't have to be scrutinized under scientific theory. Weird. So he lies the whole time. You might as well just put a tattoo on his forehead that says "I'm a liar."
And it's never too late for him to be aborted.
Shame. Excuse me, I'm talking now. I definitely gonna have to make that meme.
You're basically saying, "Hey, we don't want to be scrutinized in our things that we're doing here." And what the completely hypocritical thing about Flatzoid is that he'll say, "Oh, you hand waved this away. I showed pictures of the Earth, pictures of a actual Earth, and you guys hand wave it away and say, oh, it's CG kind of thing."
Oh, you mean that artwork?
Yeah, exactly. He thinks that is an argument. Wow. I was laughing.
He thinks it's an argument. He thinks it's actual real photos.
Exactly. I showed pictures of Earth, so therefore you guys don't know what you were talking about. Oh wow.
Why should I take your photo seriously if you just hand wave and say, "Hey, your pictures aren't real either," when I have the pictures to show it, and I can get tons of pictures of a round Earth. You haven't addressed the eclipse thing. You haven't addressed the experiment that I put out there. You haven't addressed anything that I've said.
Can I stick to one topic? By the way, it violates the first and second law of thermodynamics.
Stick to one topic. Excuse me.
He says stick to one topic. That's the same topic. He just brought up pictures from space. Now I'm rebutting it, and I say stick to the same one topic. This is how stupid this guy is. I mean, since when is the laws of thermodynamics not the same topic?
Well, it is if you're claiming pictures from somewhere that violates it.
Exactly. Bye, Duper. Shame, I think this is too much for him. Your head must be hurting with all this.
Aye.
So,
Dylan,
somebody was
Dylan,
dead
what do you
before
mean?
me.
Guys, I think we might be having a problem with this Dylan guy. He's starting with nonsense like why sexuality an issue here. No one said anything about sexuality. Just watch him, because if he's gonna come and say some rubbish, then you're not gonna be welcome here.
Stick to one topic. We weren't talking about the laws of thermodynamics, one topic at a time.
Let's let Mark finish.
I just want to finish my statement. We were through this in the last debate, and this is actually answering what your pictures from space. It violates the first and second law of thermodynamics. That's why it cannot be a picture
how do pictures
from
do that?
space. Okay, go again.
How do pictures violate? How do pictures violate the first and second? No, I'm curious on this.
This is how dumb, Leerid. How do pictures violate? It's not the picture that violates. It's the claim where the pictures were taken from. This is how idiotic these guys are. I'm also wondering, Rachie, why he said that.
How do pictures? Yeah, how does a globe Earth violate the first and second laws of thermodynamics?
Listen to this. This is where it starts getting bad for them. Not that it's already been good, but yeah.
You haven't heard this, have you?
No, I haven't. This is gonna be interesting.
Never heard it either.
It's something. It's something.
Let's let him answer, everybody.
Okay, first of all, your globe starts on the premise by violating the first law of thermodynamics. Nothing created everything. That violates the first law. Second,
what does that have to do with the shape of the Earth? How does that even remotely relate?
Okay, guys, I think the power is going to be on now. So I'm going to have to probably quickly show black screen for a minute or two while I'm quickly getting the generator off and sticking the real power on. So if you see it goes black, you'll know why, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
But I'll just look at this as an intermission for a few minutes. But I'm gonna wait another 7 minutes before I do that. Then I know the power's on. Okay.
The model's origins is based on nothing created everything.
No, it's not.
Well,
no, it's not.
Let's address
I can tell you where the
second.
solar system. Yeah, I can tell you where the solar system came from. It came from a massive cloud of hydrogen gas that was collapsed as a result of a supernova, and that slowly accumulated matter over time. Because this is actually how science works. This is gravity. This is general relativity. Something I'm almost certain you don't.
This guy's just saying words. Did you guys realize he's just saying words?
Yeah, spewing out. That's what I said. Oh no, man, let me rumble.
Yeah,
he's got a textbook in his
general
neck.
Relativity. Oh wow. I mean, he says hydrogen that collapsed created everything. So where did the hydrogen come from? It just came from nothing.
Don't have any understanding of. So yeah, when you say nothing, like you're just.
This guy looks like a giraffe. Look at his neck. It's definitely like long. Wow. It's like.
Deflecting away from actually answering the question I asked you. How does the shape of the Earth relate to the first and the second laws of thermodynamics? Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah. So I just want to also point out, just quickly, I've just got one very small point. I just want to point out that all this debate, they've been like, go directly to the shape. Don't look at the things around.
Did you notice they asked me a question? So I'm rebutting what they asked. And I says, go to the shape, go to the shape. But they asked me a question. So I should just say I shouldn't answer them. This is how idiotic they are. Because he knows he's already lost.
It in the sky and all the other things, but when they get stuck, they go to the first and second laws of thermodynamics.
Pay no mind to the man behind the curtain.
You brought up pictures from space. You brought up pictures from space.
you fellows did. Sorry,
See, now he interrupted me again. The moderator, which is supposed to let me talk, lets them talk over me, and when I'm talking, talks over me.
I think moderator too stunned to realise what we're going off, mate.
I know. I mean, you remember later on, Flats, he starts whinging because nobody puts in a $4.20, $4.20 super chat. He was expecting that because he smoked the old vape.
Yeah, I was just thinking, can you just stop with that?
It's a clear example of their unbiased platform that they like.
Yeah.
I would actually still love when have a debate when James Kuntz is actually a moderator. But he's never the moderator when I'm on.
No.
Hopefully next one.
Yeah, Moomin Leo is drunk.
He keeps giving me the second-hand moderators. Sorry?
I'm saying Moomin says Leo's drunk. Kahana says, yeah, he is drunk with one can of Budweiser piss water all night.
And it wasn't even finished.
It wasn't.
I'm clipping a little bit there. Where you fellas did get a chance to speak there for a bit, we're going to let Nathan and Flatzoid speak for a while. And to the live chat, I have been silently moderating as much as I can here, but I am trying to make sure that you can hear our speakers exclusively here because there are a lot of voices in our chat right now. So we're
exactly, Derek. And you can see in the Q&A where every time I answered something, he would be laughing. Yeah.
We're going to give up to 2 minutes here for Nathan and Flatzoid to bounce some ideas off of each other there.
Hope they answer my question.
Leo and Mark said, okay? So the floor is yours, fellas.
Okay, I'll give 1 minute and then Nathan 1 minute. Is that fine, Nathan?
Yep, go for it.
Okay. First of all, where did your hydrogen gas come from? Nature can't create itself. Hence why it's...
Why is he laughing? Because that was the question. He said hydrogen collapsed and created everything. Mark Reed last time said quantum collapse. So they can't even decide what it is. But it still had to be there to create everything. So where did it come from? So that violates the first law.
Supernatural, God is above nature. He's the beginning, he's the Alpha and Omega. AKA, nature has already violated the first law. Second law is the entropic law. So if you have a high pressure system separate to the surrounding system that's a low pressure system, entropy will increase and all the gas we breathe will fill the available space. This is simply your space is violating natural law, because if it was a closed system, great, we got gas to breathe. If it's an open system, we would not be alive right now to be able to have this debate. And back to the actual argument we just had, we can demonstrate things, you guys can't.
I think I'll quickly stop there to see if I can quickly go do the generator. Okay. So guys, it's gonna go blank now quickly for a few minutes while I'm just resetting all the power on. Okay.
Alright.
Maybe you can chat until the power goes off. See you guys now.
Alright then.
So don't all talk at once.
Yeah.
Is this the Nathan fellow on screen now? The curly hair long fellow?
Yeah, it sounds like Tom Hanks.
I haven't heard much of his voice, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's definitely. If you don't see, if you don't look at his face and kind of look away, he's definitely got.
Where are you from, Matt?
Real people pleaser, that Matt.
Where am I from? So, what do you mean by the question? I get confused because people sometimes, when I was in Hull and somebody asked me where I'm from, I told them that I'm from like where I used to live, and they said, "No, that's what I meant. I'm like, where are your parents from?" So that was kind of confusing.
No, I mean like your accent, like so you're obviously in England, aren't you?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I have been corrupted by this place.
Yeah.
So I'm originally from East Anglia,
Right.
but I've been all over the place, like up north near Hull, and then down in Surrey. So I've been all over.
Cool.
You did well to get out with some very strange people in East Anglia.
Sorry, say that again.
Some very strange people in East Anglia.
What, stranger than everyone else? Everyone's weird, but in what way are they weird?
I don't know. Well, it's mostly people from Norfolk, I suppose. Yeah.
You want to get up here
The first and
check
second.
out weirdos are.
Weirdos are everywhere.
Anyway, that Citizen Z guy wants to bring people from Discord onto here, so he's got my vote. He's running the Ice Wall server. Have you ever heard of it?
Yeah.
He keeps getting deleted off Discord, so he's putting it on here.
Cool.
So you guys ready to go on?
Absolutely.
Yep.
The show is still on YouTube, eh? Good to see you guys. I hope everything's hundreds. Hope the power hasn't messed up the settings. You guys can see everything, hear everything.
Better than echo.
Echo, yeah.
You see what I mean? I don't change anything.
You need to mute on one account, Flatzoid, on your main account, because we were listening to you from the SOC.
And I do as well.
Yeah.
Main accounts.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to mute this one, like that. Is that better?
Yeah, sure it is.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, great. Sorry guys, I'm back. Just had to put the power back. Everything's good. Okay. Okay, let's go on. I think we're around.
Second laws of thermodynamics.
Pay no mind to the man behind the curtain.
Where they're ready.
Hope they
Based
answer
on
my
what
question.
Leo and Mark said, okay? So the floor is yours.
low pressure system. Law. Second law is the entropic law. So if you have a high pressure system, separate. Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to find out why is it me. Is it there? Is that better, guys? I'm sure it should be better now. Okay. Let's do this. To the surrounding system, that's a low pressure system, entropy will increase and all the gas we breathe will fill the available space. This is simply your space is violating natural law, because if it was a closed system, great, we got gas to breathe. If it's open system, we would not be alive right now to be able to have this debate. And back to the actual argument we just had, we can demonstrate things, you guys can't. Thank you. Simple.
I will say, okay, I got a lot to cover here. Got to be quick.
I'm gonna go where we start talking again, because we get into some general relativity and stuff. So that'd be quite cool.
Each of our debaters. So if you want to each give me a huzzah, are you all good for time right now? Because we're having a great discussion. All right, so I'm going to jump in.
Dynamics, which. So to respond to Flatzoid, he just asked, well, where does hydrogen come from? Well, that's a question. That's not explaining how the Earth being round violates the first law of thermodynamics.
That's how dumb that guy's.
What?
That's how dumb that guy's. I asked him, how does your globe not violate the first law of thermodynamics? And he said, in the beginning, there was hydrogen gas that collapsed. So I'm asking, where did the hydrogen gas come from? And I saying, what's that got to do with the shape of the Earth?
No.
This is how dumb the guy's.
Which merely states that, more simplistically, that energy cannot be created or destroyed, just for those who might not know, because I know there's probably some flat earthers out in the chat. So I just want to make sure that they're up to speed with, what we're talking about. And then he mentioned, violates the second law because, you've got all this gas in Earth's atmosphere. But the pressurized gas equalizes over time, unless, as everybody, because this is how actual physics works, as everybody who's taken a course in physics knows, there's a force acting on the gas. If you have like an ionized gas that is electrically charged, and you have some large magnetic field,
really making our point. You can see me and Nathan, we're busy smiling. He doesn't get he's validating us.
Yeah.
Ionized gas is contained. Idiots. These guys are morons.
You can change the behavior of that gas. That's kind of a thing. And
change the behavior of a gas? Mark Reed says gas has no behavior.
That's right. That's right. I was just thinking that.
Oh, you've got to clip that together.
Yeah, I'm going to. Definitely going to. Mark Reed. Gas has no behavior. Leo. It changed the behavior of gas.
You gotta love it, and you have Baltard debunks Baltard.
Oh, it's crazy.
Gravity can do the same, and the Earth is a massive planet, and so it has gravity. That's why things fall. That's why a crumpled up ball of paper and a pound sledgehammer will fall and strike.
This is one of my favorite parts of the debate, where he started bringing up general relativity. Oh, I love this part.
The surface of the Earth at the same time, because this is how physics works. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, and so I was going to mention the same. So areas like high pressure systems in weather, they don't have a container around.
Yeah, I just got a say in chat. Mikey Smith is not a shill.
Them, they're still a high pressure system. Forces acting upon gases can, and basically phenomenon acting upon gas can keep pressure on. If you've got like a really heavy gas, like sulfur hexafluoride or something.
He doesn't even know what sulfur hexafluoride is. I had to show him this in the last debate as well, but he's so clever. Oh yeah, do you guys know Sean Hawkins? He says sulfur hexafluoride sitting in a fish tank will stay down indefinitely, and it will never disperse into the available volume. So I'm going to be cutting that out as well.
Okay.
Can you believe that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Like that.
So, my question to Sean: why do they contain sulfur hexafluoride in closed containers? Then they can just carry them around in buckets.
Yeah, or just a handful here and there.
That's idiot. I don't know where this guy gets his
I've seen
information.
loads of demonstrations with sulfur hexafluoride where they've got it in a tank and they've got a lid on the tank until they want to do the demonstration.
Exactly. But I mean,
So
if they,
why do they need to put a lid on it?
yeah, he says they don't. So they can just walk around with them in buckets then.
The guy doesn't know his ass from his elbow, man.
No. Sean is just a gift that keeps giving. Let's put that way.
It is.
It will basically have a higher pressure and go below the oxygen, but it will keep that pressure without any container whatsoever, and that is the effect of gravity.
Raichi, Sean will never demonstrate this. Never. He doesn't even know what the word demonstrate means.
Yeah, that's true.
We can see that happen. So, this whole idea, and Leo's absolutely right. If you take wind resistance out, if you drop any two objects with...
Oh yeah, this is the part of the relative density. Listen to this.
Without wind resistance of falling, they will fall at exactly the same rate. And that no flat earther has been able to tell me why that happens on their model. Well, if you can, Flatzoid, you can thrill us all with your explanation of why things drop at exactly the same rate, no matter what the size or density of them is.
Sandy's Banana, are you okay? Why are you talking to your tuna sandwich? If you guys don't know, Sean Hawkins has an IQ of a tuna sandwich. That's why he's saying that.
Yeah.
Simple. You took the medium out. It's medium dependent. Take the friction away.
What do you mean?
It falls the same because it's got aerodynamics.
What?
What
does that have to...
If you have no particles...
This is how dumb these guys don't get. You change the medium, you change the velocity. Idiots.
Stopping your fall, you're unimpeded. You're at a free fall rate. You have the more particles...
At the same time, they're so dumb they don't understand that according to their globe model, nothing falls. There's no falling, only rising.
Yeah.
But they're too dumb to understand this.
Go ahead.
If I take two 10-pound balls and I drop them on Earth from 10 feet in the air with Earth's atmosphere in a room, they'll hit the ground at the same time. If I were to evacuate a layer in that room and repeat the same experiment, they will still fall at the same rate. So tell me again what the medium has to do with
They
this.
got the same aerodynamics to fall through. That's why you can have a feather and a bowling ball hit the ground at the same time. It's not because mass is attracting mass, it's because you remove the medium. Remember when you said science?
No. But even if the medium was there, it would happen.
Yeah.
Like,
So
this is the whole
medium-
independent variable, dependent variable thing that you mentioned. This is just confusing. Like, you're the one that brought independent.
See, I'm still talking, and they're talking over me.
Yeah.
This
Well-
is where it really gets bad, where they're over talking, by the way.
It pulled it faster there with two 10-pound balls, you know what I mean? If you drop a 10-pound ball and a feather in air, obviously 10-pound ball's going to hit ground before it feather. If you remove air, they're both going to hit ground at the same time.
Yeah, but listen what I'm going to say now. I'm going to give them 3 scenarios. But look how they concede, though. They're not going to want to, but they have to.
Independent variable. That's how science works. This is how science works. In both scenarios, we get the same effect. One in which there is an atmosphere, and one in which there isn't. So it's obviously the case that in this scenario, the medium doesn't matter. So the medium is not responsible for the force felt by the objects.
Okay,
so then, what is?
I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to give you 3 ways to do it. Let's take a bowling ball and a feather. We drop it in the air. The bowling ball drops before the feather. Now we do it in a vacuum, they drop the same. Now put it in the water, the feather floats while the bowling ball goes down. What did we change every time? The medium.
You actually, of course, you.
just conceded.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 seconds ago, he said the medium's got nothing to do with it.
Right.
But it's more the forces associated with the medium that work against gravity that you changed, because
Can I try to touch on
you can
consistency?
impede the force of gravity. Actually, I have a really
Gravity's
cool
not a
demonstration of this. I have like probably like a quarter-pound glass bottle here, and I have some neodymium magnets. Oh no, I can do magic because it doesn't fall because of gravity. But what's that? What's that you say, Leo? Oh, well, there's magnets, and that force is stronger than gravity and can hold this up against it. Yeah, kind of like, buoyancy in water, which is also a thing that exists in the atmosphere.
Okay.
And air resistance, as I said,
is
air
a big
resistance.
part of the flat Earth for why things go up or down. It's density,
Magnetism
particles,
is real.
forces, magnetism.
Well, we've kind of had this conversation before, Nathan.
Gravity is not a force, and you haven't even had.
No, you're right. It's a pseudo force.
Acceleration.
One thing I still wanted to bring out as well, but I never did. To have a pseudo force, you require an actual force. Just like when you have a turntable. If it's turning, there's an actual force causing it to turn. The pseudo forces carry from the actual force. No force, no pseudo force.
Scientific hypothesis ever since it was prescribed by Newton. You don't have a mechanism to actually make gravity work.
Okay, so if it's density, then why, if you put sort of one object that's less dense in water and one object that's more dense but of different sizes, the one with the bigger size will displace more water. Like, for instance,
greater volume.
Sorry, it's volume.
Yeah.
So if it's volume, then any object that's...
You can see ticking in his head. He's trying to find a loophole somewhere. But while he's doing it, he's still making a point.
Bigger should be able to displace more water, regardless of what density it is.
A ship floats on the water because it displaces its amount of force it's pressing on the water. Remember,
but it's not density.
With the density, it's got to do with, can the medium support the object or not? Why do you think things...
No, I'm talking about displacement.
What force? What force Flatzoid is acting against
the object's pressure is a force. Object's pressure is a force.
It's pressure as a result. The pressure against...
We got Flataholics in. Not only will the objects in a vacuum fall at the same rate, they will accelerate at the same rate. They will continue to increase speed as they fall. So the medium then, congratulations. Maybe
also, these guys unaware of how like a boat works.
Yeah.
Boats, like big boats, don't typically just sit on top of the water. There's a lot of it that's underneath the water. You know what I mean? It's like a perfect. It shows how balancing the forces allow it to sit. You know, to float on top of the water, right?
Displacement.
Yeah.
But even Nathan tries to explain it to them. I don't know how these guys don't understand what Archimedes' principle is, but they want to claim buoyancy. They don't know what gravity is, but they want to claim it. He doesn't know what general relativity is, but he wants to claim it. It gets sad, guys. It gets really sad. I mean, this is stuff you learn in primary school.
The water, you mean, right?
I did this with Mark in the last debate. My first...
I know what pressure is.
Raichi, according to their globe, nothing accelerates. We accelerate up to the object. The object is not falling. They don't understand it.
Oh, thank you.
Objects don't fall in the globe model. We rise up to the object.
I'm trying to clarify what it is that you're saying. You're talking about the pressure of the ship against the water, right? Displaces the water. Is that what you're trying to say? Okay, but why does the ship exert pressure against the water?
It's trying to seek rest down. It's seeking downwards because what's above it can't sustain it, and the sides are equilibrium, so it can only go down. That's the only option left. It would require energy. If you put energy into the bottom of the ship and lift it up, you will raise it. But otherwise, if you don't have anything to supply energy, the only way that it can go is down, because things want to go to their lowest resting energy at all times.
Yeah, which is the center of the Earth, because the Earth has mass and therefore exerts a gravitational field.
Wait, hold on. You've said that the reason for that is density, right?
Let's stop the screen share or move
But
into
if
the
you
example.
get something that is incredibly big, right, but less dense, like a huge, ball of foam, it's massive, right? A huge ball of foam, and you get a marble, it's more dense.
I don't know why I keep circle jerking with the same argument. Comes to the same result.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And you drop them both in water, the huge ball of foam will displace more water than the tiny marble.
Yeah.
Why? The marble's denser.
Area.
It's how much volume.
This is how dumb these guys are. Doesn't he understand PSI, pounds per square inch? I mean, Hammer, you would understand this though. The larger the ship, the more area you have to displace.
Absolutely.
So how does he not understand that? Just big ball, displace more. Little ball, displace less.
It makes sense.
Idiot.
Goes
Okay.
into the water.
Do you know what density over area is?
Volume.
Yeah.
No, the area is the volume. What's density over volume?
Mass.
Yeah, I didn't actually want to say that word, but he said it already, so I just left it. But he saved it anyway.
Right! Mass! Beautiful!
Yeah,
so
okay.
things of a larger mass exert
Let's
a
end the screen share
greater
for now,
downwards
please.
force. Congratulations,
Sorry,
you just
can I
described
just-
gravity.
That's why they weigh more, because
can I
weight
just-
is actually a force.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
First of all,
but mass is,
guys, you
Yeah,
begging the
mass is
question.
the thing.
You've just described gravity. Congratulations.
Begging the question a lot, yeah. First of all, gravity is not a force. Nothing is.
Well, no,
falling
we can treat it
as one.
according- Nothing
Yes,
is
we treat it
falling
as one.
according to gravity. The Earth is rising up to the object. So therefore,
Well, no.
Can I finish talking?
You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to explain general relativity to him, and he says no.
Finish talking. Okay.
If you would
Now,
say
can
right
I
things,
can I
maybe.
finish talking?
Let's let him finish, please.
Okay. According to general relativity, it's an effect caused by space and time bending in the fourth mathematical dimension. It's Earth rising to the apple, appearing to give the apple falling. No,
So they're both shaking their head, showing that they are morons and they don't know their own model. I love this. I love this.
no force required. You got no mechanism for this. Now, when it comes to density, the
Utah almost wanted to ask them what's mass, but then would be there all night. Because I don't think they know self what mass is.
mechanism that is a force is the object's pressure, which is forcing itself through the medium. That's why it either goes up or down. It's vector based on which one has the more pressure.
Okay, so I'll address that. So basically, what we've just saw is people that have logically concluded that it is not the mass that governs the weight. And yes, we all know that gravity isn't a force; it's a pseudo force.
You see how he misrepresents what I said? Did I ever say that? I mean, we know something's got more mass, it's got more weight. But he thinks weight is gravity. He thinks it's pulling down. He doesn't understand weight is just the measured pressure on a scale.
Wouldn't weight be like, in their model, the effect of mass and gravity together?
Yeah, on their model, they need gravity to be mass attracting max, where the Earth is pulling the object down. But according to their model, because of general relativity, it's not falling, it's not going down. The Earth is rising to it, so there's no pull force. There's no pulling force. So mass, as weight, does not have a force.
So every time the apple falls from the tree, the Earth just moves to the apple.
Exactly.
And the apple just stays where it's at.
When the apple is free falling, it's not falling. It's at a net force of 0. And they say that is gravity pulling it down. So net force of 0 is acceleration. Idiots.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. But don't worry, Leo is going to bring up a paper and he's going to tell me I know nothing what I'm talking about, and he knows everything. He's this brilliant guy. He knows everything. While he just shows he doesn't understand what GR is.
It's caused by distortion of space-time. We all get that. We just treat it as a force when talking about the effect it has. So the effect that happens, the phenomenon that we're seeing. So if the downwards weight, the downwards amount of pressure, as you put it, you know, and that's sort of reflected by displacement, is governed by the mass of the object, that is gravity. That is just 100% gravity.
The displacement is determined by experiments.
Displacement's determined by volume.
No, it's not.
So
because we agreed on my example, like when you have a massive volume of something that doesn't have a lot of mass, it doesn't displace as much.
Hold on. If you have a massive ball of foam and you set it in water and it only goes this far in, and just say, you know.
Just look at this, guys, quickly. Maybe gravity is a curvature of space-time caused by mass, energy, or stuff within the plus of the energy of space itself. Sorry. Now look at this. Space-time, curvature. That's that, okay? Stress from stuff in space-time. Sorry, how do you have stuff in space-time? Does anybody here know? Then it goes to stress from empty space-time itself. So how do you have stress from things that are empty? Then it says, or maybe gravity is the curvature of space-time caused by mass, energy, on top of the curvature of space-time itself. It says curvature from stuff in space, curvature of space-time itself, and mass, energy, stress. And then look what it says. Einstein's odd choice of sign might make more sense if you factor out the metric tenses on the left side of the equation. The cosmological constant was invented as a way to hold it together. His own citation shows how bonkers and stupid it is.
20,000 atoms are in the water, and then you have a very small object that is 50,000 atoms. It's going to displace more water because more volume is taken up that would displace more water than the giant object. It depends on how much of the object is in the water and is submerged or completely under. If it sinks, it's going to put in a lot more. It's going to put in its total volume, versus a ball that floats on the top is only going to put at the very bottom of itself into the water and displace very little.
Can I respond here? I'm also sharing my screen because this is going to be important. But I do want to say that there is a sense in which Nathan is correct. Like, you can have a boat that weighs more than another boat that has more mass but actually displaces less because less of it is in the water. So like that is a thing, but that really doesn't matter to...
Okay, I want you guys to listen very carefully what Leo's going to say now. Very carefully. Try pay attention. It's difficult because he talks up, down, left, right all the time. But yeah.
To what we're talking about here, I really need to screen share. Because I was going to respond to the whole like thing about general relativity. The Earth is is coming up to us. I don't know if the screen is sharing.
It is sharing right now.
Okay, I was going to say maybe I can't see it myself, so that's probably why.
You're good. The audience can see it.
But so he said that there's no mechanism for this. That's false. Here it is. It's very, very well mathematically described, and this is a very, very simplistic description sort of what gravity is according to general relativity. It is not that the Earth is rising up to the apple.
Okay. First time. It's not that the Earth is rising up to the apple. Okay.
Is it true that the apple is a massive object and thereby exerts some sort of mass energy stress in space-time that the Earth can feel? Yes.
What? Can you guys maybe try and explain to me? Because that didn't make any sense. The apple made such a stress in space-time that it caused the space-time around Earth. Is that what he said?
Maybe rewind it.
Yeah, let's rewind it.
Rising up to the apple. Is it true that the apple is a massive object and thereby exerts some sort of mass energy stress in space-time that the Earth can feel? Yes.
The Earth has got feelings now.
So you're saying when the apple falls from the tree, the Earth senses it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is basically what he says.
Wow.
Yeah.
This guy has no clue what it's on screen, does he?
It's a mathematical equation for apple senses, apparently.
Don't you dare hurt the apple's feelings.
Is that going to be something that you're going to be able to quantify in the equations? Probably not. The apple is falling toward the Earth as a result of the curvature in the space-time that the apple exists in. This creates a potential, and if there is no force holding that object up against that potential, it will fall towards the more massive body. Here's the literal math that describes how this works. So when you say that, oh, there's no way to describe this, I'm going to stop sharing now, that's just straightforwardly wrong. Please take a course in general relativity.
Rebut that. Bring that back on quickly.
And
Okay.
well, hey, while you're bringing that
can do
up,
that.
Leo, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
So say that this is the fabric of space-time, and then this is the Earth, and it displaces this. And now you're standing on my knuckles, and you have an apple. Where is the space-time fabric that apple is displacing, or is that falling into the void that the Earth is causing a dividend? If that makes sense.
This is where general relativity, it does to me. This is where general relativity gets very, very confusing, because as anybody who has any
Listen to this.
remote understanding of it, and I only do.
He says he's the one with the understanding of general relativity. Yet he just showed he has no clue what he's talking about.
Because of what I'm about to say, knows that general relativity is not an easy subject to understand. This requires a high degree of mathematical maturity and a relatively high degree of maturity.
I'm sorry, I don't agree with that.
Brag much.
Exactly. Exactly.
If his head gets any bigger, he'll snap that long neck.
Yeah. We'll have to wait to train his neck to build his nervous skull.
But I mean, he's literally just said he understands and showed he doesn't understand. And now he's saying it's very complicated. The math is complicated, but to understand what it is not complicated. It's just rubbish. It goes against reality. It's as simple as that.
In physics as well. That's why most people who take a general relativity course where you're like actually deriving or building up to Einstein field equations is almost
Platonics Anonymous making my point. Raichi, do the experiment. You will observe the object accelerating as it falls and not see the ground moving upwards. So, throwing away general relativity. I don't know. I don't think we're going to have to actually do this, but we will have to, guys.
You don't have Flatzoids as Phil Bell, don't you?
Yeah, he has to be. Okay, let's get Veritasium first. Gravity is not a force. Let's wait for the adverts. Still got to get ad blocker. I still can't believe he thinks, according to general relativity, it's the object falling. Crazy. Let's see.
Pushing up on your feet, the same force that's pushing up on you as you watch this video. This situation feels exactly the same as being at rest on the surface of Earth.
Yep. Let's try to find another place where he says it. Trying to see where. Aha.
Yeah. Zapier just in.
Really? Zapier.
I mean, okay, I can see how both of these observers feel weightless, but man falling from roof is clearly in a gravitational field. I mean, he's right next to the Earth, and he's obviously accelerating. His speed is increasing by 9.8 meters per second every second.
Okay, guys, you see? He's saying the guy is falling. Listen to what he says next. Please, pay attention.
That will become painfully apparent when he crashes into the ground. I know that these two situations look very different, but Einstein's equivalence principle tells us the one thing to focus on, the experience of the observer. If they feel weightless, then they are in an inertial frame of reference, every bit as good as Rocket Man's out drifting through deep space. Imagine if Rocket Man, coasting along at constant velocity.
I think it was further. Yeah. Oh, it was around here, I think.
Albert Einstein said the happiest thought of his life was imagining a man falling off the roof of a house. What made Einstein so happy about this wasn't schadenfreude. It was the realization that this man, while he was falling, wouldn't feel his own weight. He would be weightless. And anything he dropped on his way down, well, it would remain stationary relative to him, or moving in uniform motion. The whole situation would be just like...
I want to when it just explains it straight.
Here, you would feel no weight. Objects would remain... observer. You're not accelerating, not in a gravitational field. All the laws of physics apply in your reference frame. Meaning there is no experiment you could do to distinguish your inertial reference frame from any other.
I think it explains it like this way, draws it outwards.
Have no weight, so the only force on you are these normal forces pushing you up. Gravity on you, so you are not accelerating. But in general relativity, gravity is not a force. You have no weight, so the only force on you are these normal forces pushing you up. So you are accelerating upwards.
Okay, let's listen to that again.
Are these normal forces pushing you up? So you are accelerating upwards. But I'm not moving up. Relative to what? I mean, relative to the flip chart and the floor and basically everything in this room. But all of those things are in your frame of reference, which you know is not inertial. Relative to everything in my rocket ship, I'm not accelerating.
Huh. There we go. What did Leo say? You're not moving up. Sorry. I want to see there was curve space time. Miniomet or dialect. That's the guy I was looking for. This guy has some awesome videos. We showed him before on a stream. Gravity doesn't make things fall.
Do you know what's hiding?
I don't know why we have to actually show this to the people that claim to know general relativity.
Galileo dropped different masses from the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Then I want to go where he says it straight. Aha. I think that's right here, right? Okay. Two brass walls on a balance. One has mass of 1 kilogram, others 2 kilogram. Which goes down? The one with more mass.
And the ground that we're accelerating up all along. This is dialect with this.
Okay, pay attention now. Alcoholics, this is definitely for you to listen.
Guy is falling up.
Scary.
Ordinary intuition from our everyday experience tells us that things fall down. Apples, water, sometimes people. So naturally, when we attempt to...
I just want to go where he's talking about it going up. You can watch the videos yourself if you guys want to. Here we go, it's around here. Yeah. Okay.
Then, nothing truly ever falls. Rather, the ground, the trees, the buildings, and the sky itself are continually accelerating upwards at 9.8 meters per second squared towards anything that might happen to be in their way.
Oop. There we go. Very simple. There's no downward force, guys. Even in your model, there's no downward.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, let's go.
The graduate level. And they are difficult courses. Because when we are talking about things close to the surface of the Earth, we can actually treat space-time as flat and not curved. And what happens is that objects fall toward the surface of the Earth because their 4 vector, which is the vector that describes their motion through the 4 dimensions of space-time, 4 vector is what's that?
We can't actually...
Yeah, we can't see the screen.
Oh, well, I'm sharing it, so I don't...
There you go, you're good.
Oh, there you
There you
go.
go.
And notice how he didn't show what I asked him to show. This is what he was showing.
Okay. Okay, there it goes. Participants can now... Anyway, so what happens close to the Earth is we can treat space-time as flat, or space is flat, but time is different. Now, space and time are connected into space-time, but the thing is that, and again, it's just really complicated because that's general relativity.
What's so complicated? According to general relativity, space and time are linked. The time it takes for space to bend. That's a metric tensor. I mean, he's trying to make it sound so difficult to understand. Why? It's simply just a mathematical construct in the 4th dimension, which you can't actually observe, which just says everything is based on your reference frame. Therefore, when something has a net force of G of 0, it is things that are appearing to fall. It's not actually falling. It's us moving up towards it. Titan, you know what's wrong about the globe? Let's do this. According to general relativity, but you see, they just hand wave this away. They just say, oh, because it's 4th dimension, you don't understand. This is a globe. This is the vector. Globe going up. At the same time, globe is going up there. At the same time, globe is going up there. At the same time, globe is going up there. You guys see a problem, yeah? Do you guys see a problem in element? What do you think is the problem here?
It means the Earth expands.
Exactly. So it's constantly changing radius.
That breathing Earth.
This is how idiotic the heliocentric belief systems are. And people are so gullible, they fall for this nonsense.
Space is flat towards the surface of the Earth, but time still shears. And as a result of this shearing through time, objects are always moving through time, unless you're moving at the speed of light, and then you're not. But like,
Even if you're moving at the speed of light, you're still moving through time. It's based on your reference that appears you are not moving through time. That's why they have, say, time travel, because you're moving too fast for time to be noticeable. Man, this guy knows nothing. Absolutely bullshit that he even, I don't know. He's a joke.
right now, if I were to let go of it, it's going to fall down into my lap because it's not traveling at the speed of light. It's just an otherwise stationary object in space-time. But it's moving through time. And so what's happening is, as it moves, I'm going to move this way, and that describes movement through time. The vector associated with that object.
Yeah, TB, it's crazy. We have to educate the so-called experts on this.
Is slowly going to be rotated into the dimensions of space as...
Exactly, Rachie. But globe doesn't expand because they bend space-time to make it accelerate up. So it doesn't expand due to space-time bending. No contradictions at all.
As a result of the shear in the dimension of time, forcing the object downward towards the more massive object. Because this is how general relativity works. This is kind of how reality works. And what people often do, like you guys, is use the very, very complex nature of general relativity as an argument to attempt to discredit it. But what that really is incredulity. It's more, I don't understand this thing, so I'm going to discredit it because it's really complex and I don't understand.
Let's stop the screen share, please.
Sorry, I gotta stop you. You got.
Well, I think Flatzoid wanted the screen share.
General relativity.
Okay, let's continue through.
Yeah, sorry. General relativity is simply based in the fourth dimension pseudo-Riemannian space. So it's a concept of space.
What is that? I'm sorry, I don't know what that is. Can you tell me what that is? Yeah, but
you see, while I'm talking, he interrupts me.
It started reverting to, I don't know what it is, I don't know what you're talking about now,
Exactly.
This is a classic thing that he does, this Leo.
He loves doing this. But, like I said, how does he claim to be an expert, but he doesn't know what fourth dimension pseudo-Riemannian manifolds are?
I'm just curious, you said a thing and I'd like to know what that is.
Leo, if we can let him speak there and let him
maybe he's just going to be talking past me.
Well, what did you say? What did you say it was?
He said pseudo-Riemannian manifold. I don't know what that is. I want to know if he can tell me what that is. I don't know what that is. I don't want him to explain a thing that I don't understand.
It's fourth dimensional.
How does that make sense? I don't want him to explain a thing I don't understand. That contradicts his own statement. How do you not want us to... So he doesn't want me to explain a thing to him that he does not understand.
So how will we find out what that thing is?
That's cognitive dissonance. Straight in your face.
Yeah.
So he's actually projecting.
It's just hand waving, like, he don't understand it, so it can't be out that he needs to know. Because he's that big-headed.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Ellen, too much Star Trek.
He's unteachable. He's reached his match. You know what I mean? He can't get any more intelligent. He's just brilliant.
Yeah, he's gone full park. Uneducatable.
That's it.
Guys, I think we're only going to finish with general relativity because this can go on forever. Because I do want to go tomorrow night maybe and show the rest where we're doing bottom of obstructions and stuff. Because we have to show that. I mean, it's getting late now, so I think we'll just finish the general relativity, and then tomorrow we'll carry on with the bottom of obstruction stuff, because things they say there.
Ah.
And the mere fact you say you don't understand it shows you don't understand general relativity because it's based on fourth dimension Pseudo-Riemannian. Okay, so space
That
is a
didn't tell me
man-made
what the manifold
concept.
is.
He's an idiot, isn't he? An absolute idiot.
This guy's a moron.
Tell me, manifold, please.
I'm sorry, I can literally say it. He's one of the dumbest guys I've had the I can say the chance to debate with. All he does is ramble, say he understands, everybody else doesn't, and shows he doesn't actually understand when he tries to explain it. Baynard, that guy's on Adderall for sure.
Definitely. Definitely.
Curvature of space, you cannot curve a concept. Time is also a concept. You cannot bend time. Okay? Based on general relativity, the Earth, because of your reference frame, seems to have the effect that the apple is falling. But it's not. You are the one that's free falling constantly because you are rising up to the apple. The net force is 0 on that apple when it's falling because you are rising up to that. It's actually very simple. And the fact you got this wrong
relative
shows
philosophy.
you do
I
not
don't want to cut you
understand.
off.
I love how he cuts me off while I'm explaining it. This is the moderator. Cuts me off while I'm literally explaining to Leo why he's wrong.
Okay.
Can I respond to that?
Yeah, this is Leo's screen share. So we're gonna let Leo run through his screen share here, so we can let him wrap up what he's got here. Go for it.
Well, I mean, I can stop the screen share. I only brought it up because Flatzoid wanted me to bring it up, but he didn't say anything about it. Not
I just did. I explained it in simple terms too. Wow.
surprisingly. So I do know what a pseudo-Riemannian manifold is, and I asked him to try to explain it to see if he understood
Listen, how he validates what's said.
it, and he didn't. He just said it's four-dimensional, and well, they can be, yes. But what I wanted him to say is something along the lines of the fact that these manifolds are, well, in general relativity, they're four-dimensional. They're
telling me I don't know what I'm talking about, but he's saying what I'm saying.
Yeah.
differentiable. That means that you can differentiate functions defined across the manifold, and that there is what's called a metric tensor associated to the manifold at every point in it that can be used to characterize the a variety of degrees of freedom.
Yeah, the metric tensor is just points on that fabric of space-time. That's all it is. That's what gives the curve, because the point is touching another tensor point, and that gives you your curve bending. But it's not actually curving, it's straight. That's giving the appearance of curve.
It can characterize whatever that manifold represents in the instance of space-time. This would be things like curvature and stress and a variety of things. So I'm wondering who it is that doesn't understand general relativity here. He didn't. He just kept going on. It's all four-dimensional and it's all a concept, except that it's not, because we've objectively physically measured curvature in space-time. We can see it.
General is a theory. Concept. What is general relativity? It's essentially a theory of gravity. The basic idea that instead of being an invisible force that attracts objects, gravity is curving and warping of space-time. More mass of the object, the more warps in space around. It's a concept. Well, let's do it this way.
I'm just laughing at PJ dancing because his legs have gone to sleep.
My ass is sore.
Almost done, guys. Almost done. or should I say, the concept. That's the only thing about not theory. If you don't write it the right way in Google, it doesn't give you up what you need. Okay, it doesn't want to say concept, but there used to be things here that always said concept. But yeah, his theory is a concept, guys. It's a mathematical concept. The basic idea. That means concept. No, the maths does not agree with the glass model. With the globe model, sorry.
In our telescopes, we've measured time dilation. In fact, our GPS satellites have to consistently correct for time dilation effects. If they didn't, in a mere 24 hours, the GPS on your phone would be off by roughly, I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of speaking, would be off by,
Yeah, you can't even keep to the subject. Going off on tangents now about satellites and stuff.
Sorry, I'm in the middle of talking crap, Flat.
This guy is absolutely brain dead.
Yeah, it's fried. But I think it's staring at that poster behind him all the time.
I know, yeah. Yeah, that heliocentrism has definitely done a number on his brain.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, Leo, that I wanted to actually say to him, the GPS satellites work on a system, and it's been showed that they come into view. Well, they don't even come to view before they show on the system there. Someone did it recently where they actually did surveying of the GPS satellites, and it shows on the app it's already linked where it's supposed to be before it even shows up. Do you know why? Because it's programmed. You guys don't understand the GPS. The systems of the GPS, it's told to be where it's supposed to be. It doesn't mean it is there. It's told it's there. It's all based on ground. It's ground-based technology. LORAN. Go and look it up. LORAN C. Just go and look it up. Okay, guys, so that's going to be practically about it for tonight. Then tomorrow night, I think we'll go on to the one with the... how can I put it? The bottom-up obstruction and horizons and all that. But yeah.
Cool.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts before we close up?
Sorry, you'll be hearing from the solicitor for putting me through this.
So any last thoughts you guys want to say before we go? No, Rachie, unfortunately, I can't 4 hours. I'm tired.
4 more hours?
Yeah.
Of Leo, wow, man. That is dark. I already had 4 hours of him the other night. But no, it's just the same old, and it Flats with them. It's just ad homs, obfuscation, talking overpowered, just taking over the covers. Like I said, when it came to the chats and you were getting asked direct questions, he was answering them. Like, what the hell are you doing, dude?
Yeah, why does he answer for me?
I mean, to some people, he might sound intelligent, but to me, it just sounds like word salad. He's putting a load of big words together, stringing them together. They mean something half. They half mean something. The rest of it means nothing. You know what I mean?
The guy's living in a textbook.
Yeah.
Top and bottom on it.
Definitely. But the fact that we caught Mark Reed lying like 7 or 8 times in this debate so far, and Leo making claims that he's the expert on general relativity, while telling me that according to general relativity, the apple's falling and not the earth rising. Yeah. Got no words. Leo shows just how dumb he is, while he's projecting his idiocy onto others. And Mark is, well, just a liar. That's about it. Oh, shame, Andrew. But yeah, thanks to everybody for coming. Really, really appreciate it. Oh, that sounds a bit better. Tomorrow night will be the last night with this rubbish mic, and then Monday we'll have the new mic, and hopefully the sound will be much better. Well, it will be. Okay. So yeah, guys, thanks everybody for coming. Really, really appreciate it. Please share that share button, hit that like. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for all your support. You guys rock. I'll see you all tomorrow night. Many, many blessings, and may the pressure be with you. Cheers.